Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Hello, how you going, guys? Hey, out to lunch, checkered past. Roscoe, how you going? Cynthia, how you going? Deb, how you going? Alex, how you going? Michelle, how you going? Who else have we got in here? It's just jumped on me. Don't know why it always jumps. Oh, here we go. We're gonna have a cat. Oh, oh. Where was I up to? Michelle, Alex, Cynthia. Oh. Hello, darling. I know. Hey, MJ, how you going? Luna, how you going? Sherry, how you going? Who else have we got? Susie, how you going? Darren, how you going? Tiki Doll, how you going? And that's it for now. Okay, I'm going to have to share this space with my cat. And as we go to... Hang on, let me get it up there first. Okay. She's moving my mouse now and I can't click the button. Okay, this could be a short one today, guys. I have a what feels like a sinus infection and I've got face ache, so yeah, my face hurts. Leading report said breaking. Former House Speaker Newt Gingrich says Barack Obama is in charge of the Biden administration and running it from the shadows. So Newt Gingrich said that. Former House Speaker. Allegedly, apparently. Herald Sun, why did I put this in here? Oh, leaked images of Premier Daniel Andrews spending several hours at the pub while in the middle of the Commonwealth Games contract deliberations have been released. That's not the only thing he was doing. I think I've shared that before. What is going on? Why haven't my bookmarks updated? Oh, I'm on the wrong, sorry guys, I'm on the wrong account. And I got an answer for Wheezy there. Oh my goodness gracious me. Yeah, I want all my bookmarks. Okay. Anyway, Newt Gingrich said that about Obama. DC Drano said a Proud Boys leader got 17 years in prison for tearing down a fence on J6. A New York lawyer got 15 months for firebombing a police car during the BLM riots. The protests, remember? Mostly fiery but mostly peaceful protests, remember that? Does this seem like equal justice to you? So the Proud Boys lieutenant who just sort of, what did he do? He tore down a fence, right? 17 years. But for firebombing a police car, a New York City attorney only got 15 months. This lady here it was. Not equal, not fair, at all. Okay, and you got this one from Leading Report. Breaking: Fulton County DA Fannie Willis case against former President Trump is in deep trouble after Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger testified that Trump never told him to engage in any illegal conduct during that time. And I'm not going to like it because I retweeted it. I already liked the post. There you go. Matt Wallace said, I've been posting a lot of negative stuff about the Maui fires, so here is something positive too. Despite the government barely helping, citizen volunteers stepped up on their own less than 24 hours after the fires and formed a human chain to bring victims life-saving care. So they had to do it by boat because the police, they've blocked off the whole area. And yes, that police officer was also the police officer from, oh my goodness, the shooting, one of the shootings, and he is also the coroner. Conflict of interest much? But anyway, the people were helping each other. They had to be brought in by any rescue. Look, all these supplies had to be brought in by boat, and you know what was happening? There were trucks full of supplies waiting at the roadblocks, waiting to go in. How sad is that? Gunther Eagleman said she's... What are you doing? She's playing with my dangly bits. Gunther Eagleman said the Kenyan who brought racism and hate to America. Yeah, Kenyan. Remember the last live? Birth certificate? Rep Marjorie Taylor Greene said we subpoenaed 5,400 plus Joe Biden emails from NARA that he sent under 3 different aliases as VP because he copied Hunter Biden on emails about Ukraine while Hunter worked for Burisma. Barack Obama has to sign off because it happened under his administration. But Obama always knew. How much longer will Obama cover up Joe Biden's crimes? I've got cat hair all over me. Sorry guys, I'm really distracted at the moment. Dr. Rossa McGregor said massive proof by General Flynn. He knows where the bodies are buried. The general will garner a reckoning during the next Trump administration. Who knows where the bodies are buried? Flynn is safe. Protect our patriots. And Clandestine wrote, what an oddly specific choice of words for General Flynn to use. You're looking at a guy who knows where the bodies are buried, metaphorically. Flynn knows Obama feared him for a reason and Trump told him to get ready for 2024 for a reason. What did he say? Let me...
I have to go back to the big question, right? Which was what you guys have been asking me. Why? Why? Because you're looking at a guy who knows where the bodies are buried, metaphorically. Okay? So I know exactly what rugs to look under. I know exactly what things to shut down. Because there are, in this country, there are billions and billions and billions and billions times whatever you want to, throw in there, that are spent on bullshit, on things that no longer matter to the security of this country, and we should be totally refocusing on sort of this world that we're going into. Because, the longest serving empire in the history of the world, I think, is still the Islamic Empire, like 1,200 years. How did they survive for so long? And you can go back and look at all that and go, okay, wow, they lasted a long time. Why? So can the United States of America, can this empire, how much longer? Can we go another 250 years?
Let's hope.
You almost have to ask the question, why? Why do they still fear me? Why? Why do they fear me?
Well, you said because you know where the bodies are buried.
I already laid that out. Mm-hmm. They fear me because they have zero control over me. And my control mechanism is based on what's best for our country.
There you go. And I agree with that. Dr. Ross McGregor said there will be an EAS EMS test on 4th of October. Sounds like one of these preps. So it's up to you whether you turn it off or keep it on, but it might actually be important. Oh dear. Sorry, my nose is very, very itchy. Carrie Lake said, put down Hunter's crack pipe. This is ludicrous. ALX said, Corrine Jean-Pierre says Joe Biden has done more to secure the border than anyone else. Do you believe this? I can't believe it. I've got a cat tail in my face.
The president has done more to secure the border and to deal with this issue of immigration than anybody else. He really has. The president has done more to secure the border and to deal with this issue of immigration than anybody else.
Yep, Corrine, put down the crack pipe. Seriously? DOQ said, part of why the fog of war is so thick is because DJT is playing 5D chess with the enemy. The enemy thinks they are friends with Trump, and therefore the general public thinks he's friends with them, causing mass confusion. We won't know till the 11th hour, minute, second before hammer drop. We won't know. That's why things look, with Wheezy's post, saying things like that. He has to, right now. He can't be shown to be on a side. He has to kind of stay out of some of the stuff. Let the investigators do their work so it doesn't look like he's going after people. Just Me said, remember at SIC, it was dismantled because of rorting. The invoice won't be dismantled ever if you enshrine it into the Constitution. Jeff Clark, ex-ASIC chief, facing a $2 million fraud charges, threatens this lady here, Jacinta Price. So this guy here is threatening her, and he's facing $2 million fraud charges. She is an Aboriginal. Ex-ASIC chief charged with fleecing Aboriginals of $2 million. There you go, that's where the money's going. Not just to him, but to a lot of politicians. They're all pocketing it. Probably wash it first, then pocket it. Just Me, we have been warned. When the scorching Aussie summer hits in a few months' time and we are having regular blackouts, what will the renewable delusionals say then? Australia becoming a renewable energy basket case as power bills rise. They are insane.
No country has done more at greater cost to its economy on climate change than Australia. The idea we should double our climate and energy action without knowing the cost and knowing there will be no benefit is perhaps the most reckless policy prescription this nation has heard since we were told there would be no downside to scrapping the Pacific solution. If the energy crisis of the past couple of weeks hasn't woken up our politicians to reality, perhaps we'll have to wait for blackouts over the summer or next winter. When there's no power, the politicians won't be able to dodge reality any longer. This is going to get worse. This is going to hurt you. This is going to hurt the country. Blackout Bowen is leading the government and the country down a blind alley. Now, as you know, we are an energy-rich nation and we have decided to make ourselves energy poor. We used to have plentiful, cheap energy and now we have barely enough expensive energy of precarious reliability.
Yep, exactly. Sorry, my cat, I was laughing at my cat. She's trying to eat my earphones while they're in my head. The cord of them.
No country has done more at greater...
She got very playful all of a sudden. Okay, she's playing with those. I'm sorry.
...cost to its economy on...
Anyway, he's right. Oh, dear. And you should see, I saw photos, this guy took, video, this guy took a boat out into the ocean and came across all these, you know, the turbines, wind turbines. And honestly, I hope, well, I don't think they'd put it in a ship's path, but you couldn't get ships through there. Okay, they were all, like, it was disgusting. It looked horrible. She just wants to play. Dr. Anastasia Maria Lupus said, sterile PC test, anyone? Check this out. Don't ever stick one of these things up your nose. Look, it's not the only thing. You should see the masks. Being stood on the floor and oh my God. So do you trust these things to tell you if you've got a virus after seeing this? Don't let them stick it up your nose. I couldn't even handle anything going up my nose right now. Oh my God, I couldn't imagine it. With a sinus infection. Jack Straw said most of first-tier politicians use masks and actors now. And I think this is probably, hang on, well, let me make it bigger. This is probably not a real good one. Oh, got to take the music out because I got a copyright on my last one and it was blocked in one country, Russia. But anyway, yep, we've known this for a long time, but showing any new people coming in, that they use masks, very good masks, and they go down over their shoulders. And I'll actually, hopefully I have bookmarked it, but I can show you Biden with some wrinkles in the back of his neck that don't look natural. Declaration of Memes said, "You idiot, you can't threaten me with that. That's illegal. This is Australia." Right, no, this is what I see as Australia, okay? "You idiot, you can't threaten me with that. That's illegal." The only people who have guns in Australia are the criminals and the police. You do have a few legal firearms owners, but they're really hard to get, okay? Unless you live on acres where you have pests like wild animals, yeah, you can't really get one unless you go shooting for sport or there's certain like security guard things. Yeah, you can't get one. James Woods said, "Gonna breathe through one of these now." Idiocy. Okay, let's have a look at the masks. I showed this back in 2021 or 20, I can't remember, whenever. It was a few years ago. Unfortunately, my channel was taken out, so. Anyway, but look, seriously, don't. They're disgusting. You're going to get more diseases from shoving things up there and putting the masks on than you will from breathing fresh air. Just Me said, "Haha, political made disaster. We won't have reliable power and we'll pay double in prices for the privilege. Invest in candles, peeps, because your politicians are working for someone and it ain't any of us or this once great country. Sliding into Stone Age in Australia." Asked in QT question time if she can guarantee there'll be no power blackouts this summer, Energy Minister Lily D'Ambrosio said she's not going to take lectures from those opposite. Pardon? Those opposite what? They were asking a question. Okay then, see how they dance around things? Not good enough. Gunther Eagleman said, "Breaking, while polling in single digits, Ron DeSantis' super PAC has decided to end door knocking in several states. Listening to Paul Ryan cost Ron DeSantis his career in politics." I don't know, there's questions, even in Florida, about Ron DeSantis, but look, I'm Trump first all the way. I don't care who, like Vivek Ramaswamy, he can go vice president, but look, I'm Trump all the way, honestly, and I know it's not up to me, I'm Australian, but I advise everybody to get behind, because without him, he's the only one who can walk in like a bull in a china shop and cause the havoc that you need, and not in a bad way, in a good way. Give him a chance to drain the swamp, including ours, because once they start with America, some of our politicians and people are involved with that as well. Probably involved with playing with some selections, right? It wouldn't surprise me. And it's going to drag Australia into it as well, and the whole world will be dragged into it. You watch. Cat Dirt's clapping. Ian Yeager said, "Breaking, Arkansas will use hand-marked paper ballots in all future elections. Do you support this?" I support that everywhere. I don't trust those computers or those machines. And if my nose is whistling, guys, I'm really sorry. Curry Lake said, "What the hell is this? Trumpish? We love America. Deal with it." James O'Keefe said, "Breaking. Police body cam footage shows New Jersey school board officials calling police on citizens they don't recognise who look Trumpish. That's the thing, apparently. Police colluded with school officials to scan licence plates of all attendees who looked different. Police, I don't answer to journalists. Let's have a listen.
They're different looking. Some, they look Trumpish. And to be like, they look a little scary. Some of them are, they don't look like Livingston. So
like an Antifa, not like an Antifa, but something along those lines.
That's exactly what we're thinking.
I think there's more like intimidate, stir the pot. Like
equity audit.
Equity audit for what?
To make sure that we're equitable. It's a really hot meeting.
It's a very sensitive topic.
Yes. O'Keefe Media Group exposed the rot undermining our society. James O'Keefe offers tools for transparency to disgruntled parents in another New Jersey school district.
They look shady. Like
yes, they definitely look like there's something up.
James O'Keefe, he's an investigative journalist.
I could care less you're a journalist. Worry about your own town, your own county. Yeah. You got to come here, cause a disruption. I don't answer to him. Do they have a right to do this?
No, technically.
I just took video of everybody in our parking lot.
I can run the plates. We'll handle it.
Tell the American people why you called the police.
There's a group of about 9 men.
Pretty remarkable here.
So I just thought it would be safe that I call you.
Oh my God. If you know who these people are and your kid goes to this school, pull them out. This is O'Keefe Media Group. It's not Project Veritas. It's O'Keefe on his own. It goes for 20 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share it on Twitter. Sorry, X. Hey, if it was called the Twitter Files, right, when it was Twitter, is it now called the X Files now that it's called X? I don't know. Just a question I have. Dr. Anastasia Maria Lupus said exactly this. Democrats expect us to believe they can clean up the earth and environment, yet they can't even clean up their own district and streets. So what makes anyone think they're going to be able to do this? The public could do this more than the politicians could, by spreading out. Cities are going to collapse. Sorry guys, if you live in a city, I don't think cities are going to be good places to live in the next year. All I can say is stay safe. I'm on the outskirts of a city, but I want to move to the country, but you know, that takes money and just it's going to take a lot of time. Dr. Simon Godek said, accurate? Them. You put me and my family at risk by not wearing a mask. Me. You put me and my family at risk by mindlessly obeying anything the government and media tell you. Anyone who does, just blindly believe it, right? Mindlessly. Unfortunately, they're walking themselves and the rest of humanity off a cliff. And think about this. We're in the propaganda stages. Well, we have been for a long time, for at least nearly 8 years now, in the propaganda stages of what you would look at as Nazi Germany. Now, I know there's two sides to that, what happened with Germany. I'm not blaming the German people. I'm just using it as an example because most normal people know what Nazi Germany was, right? So, or their interpretation of it, sorry. That cat's outside. I can hear it meowing. Leading reports said breaking Trump's contracts to conduct illegal activity alleged by Fulton County DA Fannie Willis are non-existent, making the RICO allegations insufficient, a legal insider says. So they've got no leg to stand on. And they're trying to stop, a few politicians were trying to stop funding to Fannie Willis. And Fannie Willis and I believe the governor or someone was going against it, saying, no, you're not going to defund. So I don't know what's going on there. I'll keep an eye on that as well. Lawrence Fox said, bat-chomping, bird-slicing eco-crucifixes. If this bird were covered in oil, then this picture would be posted everywhere. It kills the wildlife. They're disgusting. I really, that makes me angry. That and solar panels. When they're covering perfectly good land, it pees me off. DOQ said the gig is up, we caught you. Gitmo Health as well said there are no coincidences. They're taking over the land in Hawaii. Okay, let's listen to this young lady.
So it's just a coincidence that the police chief was the same man in charge of the Las Vegas shooting. And it's just a huge coincidence that property owned by millionaires and billionaires like Jeff Bezos, Oprah, and the founder of PayPal remained untouched, while the land of the natives burned only a few feet away, literally. And it's just a huge coincidence that the island had the largest system of outdoor sirens in the world, yet they decided not to sound them or alert anybody in any way. And it's just a huge coincidence that they closed all of the schools, sent all of the children home, and turned off the water as soon as the fires started so that people couldn't put them out. And it's just a coincidence that under orders, policemen blockaded the exits, didn't allow anyone to evacuate, and forced them to jump in the water to save their own lives. And it's just a coincidence that the island is set to be the very first to operate on 100% renewable energy, and to do so, they must significantly decrease their CO2 emissions. And it's just a huge coincidence that 1 month prior to the fires, the mayor issued a press release highlighting his commitment to the United Nations 2030 Agenda of Sustainable Development. And it's just a coincidence that Hawaii is the only state to have submitted a voluntary local review, which is a framework and goal set to achieve sustainable development. And it's just a huge coincidence that BlackRock and the United States government are 2 out of the 3 largest landowners on the island who have been trying to buy up the land from the natives for the past few decades, who refuse to sell, and both of them are part of the renewable energy agenda. And it's just a huge coincidence that the survivors' homes that are still standing are now being evicted. And it's just a coincidence that the fact checkers saying that all of this is a coincidence are owned by BlackRock. At this point, if you believe that all of these are coincidences, you are the crazy one, not me. Google is not going to come out and tell you what's going on, and even if they did, a lot of you wouldn't even believe it unless it was from a government or fact-checking website. But guess what? They're not going to tattle on themselves, so you need to think for yourself. We should be absolutely enraged about these fires. We really need to stand up and do something, because things like this are just going to keep happening because we allow them.
True. And they're trying to cut their CO2 emissions, what, by starting fires and releasing more? Who knows? Hey, I don't know. Craig Kelly said, long live the Blade Runners. If they lose in London, a Euler's is coming to your town. The elites don't want the peasants to own and drive cars. Blade Runners, they're being called now. And I've heard this. This is one of the things I thought I'd bookmark for the last video, which did have a, you know, one of those titles. Whoops, accidentally. Civil disobedience becomes a sacred duty when the state becomes lawless or corrupt. Mahatma Gandhi. This is a camera tower. And people are like literally, looks like that one's chopped in half. But people are given directions on how to dismantle these things on Twitter. But it's happening in the UK. A lot of people go, you mighty little warriors, Blade Runners, there you go. DC Drano said no red-blooded American wants to die for Biden or Zelensky. They don't want to die for NATO. They sure as hell don't want to die for the military-industrial complex. We aren't fooled by the fraud or propaganda. We know we're being ruled by an illegitimate regime. Cernovich said they purged a bunch of these guys for not taking the thing. Now their grand plan is a draft. There's zero chance that any patriotic American would fall for a Gulf of Tonkin WMDs in Iraq hoax. The Thing mandate created quite the pickle for the regime. And what's this leading? They'd launch America into a war with Russia just to get rid of military aged American males who are more likely to support Mr. T. Mr. T all the way. Carrie Lake said, I don't want Ukrainians to die. I don't want Russians to die. Sure as hell don't want Americans to die. I want peace, and I'm sick of the war machine trying to shame me for that. The truth is there's no profit in peace. The people sending our sons and daughters to war never have to pay that price. And you know what? I believe we should send those people first, and their children. How's that? Anyone calling for war, all of these politicians, how about them and their children, their whole families, just go out and try, you go first. Show us how it's done. That's what I want to see. Jack Straw said, COVID is over,
this
lady.
Idiot with the mask on. I'm going to take care of her. This idiot with the mask on. I'm going to take care of her. You, with the mask on. COVID is over. Lower your mask, drop your phone, put your hands at 10 and 2. The light's green. Go.
I've got to stop because of the music. But I thought that was quite funny. Again. Oh, she actually did what he said too. She lowered a mask and then he said go and she went. I don't know. Some people let like NPC that they just do as they're told. I don't know. Ian Yeager said breaking Rep Andy Biggs is introduced to build the defund District Attorney Fanny Willis. Do you support this? And it's apparently being blocked, but she doesn't have a leg to stand on anyway. I know someone who's going to get in big trouble eventually. Drain that swamp, seriously. Libs of TikTok said according to AOC, people who loot are just taking bread so their families don't go hungry, you know. Here's a group of people steal power tools. Here a group of people steal power tools from Home Depot to feed their families with. Because you're going to feed your families with tools. Apparently. There you go. There goes AOC's excuse. Just me, said Politics 101. Go to default waffle BS answer. Exactly what we've predicted. Risk of major blackouts growing this summer here in Australia.
Energy market operators are warning of blackouts on the east coast if renewable energy projects aren't delivered quickly. Are you concerned by that?
We're delivering renewable energy, and we also are making sure that we fix the energy grid. The energy grid was built for a time when solar panels powered pocket calculators, not households and businesses and industries. And what we're doing is making sure that it's upgraded.
Energy market.
He sounds like he's trying to keep. It sounds like he's talking like this, you know, with his teeth together. It just sounds like. I don't know. I don't like that man. I really have this. Well, I don't like Joe Biden either, or Trudeau, or hang on, who is even in charge of the UK right now? I don't even know. I don't like any of them. Dr. Anastasia Maria Lupus said, New York looking worse than a third world country. This is Build Back Better. Welcome to Biden's America. Holy guacamole. Is that real? Seriously. What a mess. Watch New York and California apparently too. I don't know when to watch them, but just keep watching them. Il Donaldo Trumpo said, bring back the boss. Yes, bring him back. Please, please. The whole world needs him. It's not just America. Oh, we're all in a mess. We were doing well when Trump was in too. Our fuel was like 99 cents a litre. I haven't seen that since the 90s or early 2000s. And then now it's like 1.5 times that. So it's like $2, $2.50 a litre. And there's 3 or 4 litres in a gallon. Not sure how many there are, but you know, like work that out. We're paying like $7.50 at least a gallon, if not $9, $10 a gallon. The Punisher said, good morning, Patriots. For this journey may burden one's soul with such weight, upon such awakening can reveal immense hate. Do not regret the darkness upon the liberating light, for it merely tested your soul and its might. For what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, as eternal deeds over temporary flesh last much longer. You were meant for this time, so open your soul and let it shine. You do not have to bear such a load, for we all walk together down this road. Havasi, the road. Yep, I would agree with that. We all walk together down this road of awakening, and the whole world's going to go through it, and there you go. Snarkish Dano said, yep, fully this. Illuminati Bot said, don't do business with places that try and pull this crap. I wouldn't. If they don't accept cash, I'll walk back out. Who's that? Crystal. Never heard of him. But anyway. There you go. Matt Wallace said Joe Biden just accidentally admitted the truth about the Maui fires on live TV.
I was on the island last week. I appointed Bob Fenton, one of the nation's leading emergency managers, and I mean that's not hyperbole, who's been on the ground in Hawaii since before the fires erupted as our chief federal response coordinator.
So someone's been on the ground since before the fires erupted. And the energy place is saying that they turned the energy off before the fires started. So they can't blame it on the energy because they're trying to demonise coal and energy companies. So while also putting more taxes on them because they're not carbon friendly, right? So I believe they're trying to demonise the electricity company by blaming them when it wasn't them. And it was funny how all those fires started all at the same time all over the place. Even if it was an electrical fire, you'd probably have one here or there, but you wouldn't have them all start at the same time. Clown World said Euronews.green, Pope tells young people eating meat is part of a self-destructive trend. May I remind the Pope about Abel and Cain in the Bible? Cain and Abel? Didn't Cain go and grow all the vegetables and fruit trees, and Abel went and got the animals, and God was happier with the one who got the animals, and then Cain got jealous and killed Abel? I mean, I don't even know the Bible front to back. This man should know, but I know that. He's on the UN Agenda 21 of not eating meat. Just me said, wow, these leftards are mentally deranged because I don't want our children butchered and mutilated. Apparently that makes me a pedo now. Far out. Just me, wow, finally talking about our children, messing with them physically, emotionally and mentally. And this person called Odysee, rational bitch, your outrage and your obsession is another version. Excuse me, wrap your head around that one. Huh. Wow, interesting. I don't know. Projection much? LT Australia said Daniel Andrews, Victoria's Judas. Hey, Daniel Andrews, you totally corrupt, evil, lying, murderous, see you in the NT that he is. Remember when you referred to all those who didn't comply to your tyranny as anti-vaxxers? We certainly do. The video is being brought to you by Pfizer. AZ Army Vet. The scam. They are hoping you won't pay attention a second time.
This portion of CBS This Morning sponsored by Pfizer.
Good Morning America is brought to you by Pfizer.
CBS Health Watch sponsored by Pfizer.
Anderson Cooper 360. Brought to you by Pfizer.
ABC News Nightline. Brought to you by Pfizer. Making a difference. Brought to you by Pfizer.
CNN Tonight. Brought to you by Pfizer. Early Start. Brought to you by Pfizer. Friday night on Aaron Burnett Out Front. Brought to you by Pfizer.
This Week with George Stephanopoulos is brought to you by Pfizer.
Today's countdown to the royal wedding is brought to you by Pfizer.
And now a CBS Sports Update brought to you by Pfizer.
Meet the Press Data Download brought to you by Pfizer.
This portion of CBS This Morning sponsored by Pfizer.
On how to find the hidden sugars in the American family diet. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This portion of CBS This Morning.
Pretty frightening, isn't it? Believe me, I'm worried my family got it. I don't trust any of them, honestly, never trust them. Dr. Russell McGregor said Tucker discusses Intel assets embedded in the MSM. Operation Mockingbird, anyone? You can add that to the mongrels at the ABC here in Australia, and pretty much most of SBS 7, 9, 10 and Sky News. Chief Nerd says Tucker Carlson says several CNN anchors are mouthpieces for intel agencies. The intel agencies have a big effect on what is broadcast on television and what you see on Facebook and Google as well. There are a lot of anchors, including people I know well and have worked with at different networks. I'm just thinking of one in particular, a national security reporter who is just a mouthpiece for the Pentagon and CIA and is knowingly telling lies on their behalf. It's very, very common, and I can think of a number of people at CNN who I know for a fact are doing the exact thing. They're reading government propaganda from the intel agencies knowingly. I know that it is true. I'm not speculating at all. Allegedly, apparently, okay, for YouTube. Anyway, yeah, I would agree. I'm not going to play it, but I would agree. Stu Peters said, imagine shoving one of these up your nose and into your brain just so you can get a fake result for something that's never actually been isolated in the wild. It's actually really disgusting. Same footage from before. Please don't. You don't know what is going up your nose when you use one of those things. Pauline Hanson said, voice architect Pat Anderson says voice to Parliament will share power with Parliament. Writes Padraig Collins for Daily Mail UK. So we get people coming out saying it will, like it's going to hold Parliament up. There'll be 10 years before you can do anything. Tie you up in legal court cases and things. So vote no. Australia. Gunther Eagleman said Barack Obama's responsible for this show. F him and F Biden. And I agree. FJB. Matt Wallace said, news alert, Donald Trump has pled not guilty in the Georgia case. This is one of the most impactful events in American history. We may never recover. For the first time in the United States, the leader is attempting to lock up his political opponents. This is much bigger than just Trump. All of the following people in his circle are also facing prison time on clearly BS charges. Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, Mark Meadows, Sidney Powell, Kenneth Chesbrough, Jeffrey Clark, Janet Ellis, Ray Smith, Robert Cheeley, Michael Roman, David Schaefer, Sean Still, Stephen Cliffgard Lee, Harrison Floyd, Travian C. Cutty, Kathy Latham, Scott Graham Hall, and Misty Hampton. Many on that list did nothing other than simply question the selections. Millions of people on social media would be indicted on the same charges if that's the new rule. The message is clear. If you stand up to the swamp, the war machine, and the Washington elite, you and your allies will be ripped from your families by men with guns and thrown in small concrete boxes. It's time to fight back against this with everything we have. The right way, by the way. Fight back the right way. They're waiting for the right to stand up and cause havoc so they can come in and take your arms. So please fight back the right way. It's going to happen legally, okay? But just contact all your local politicians and push them. Just tell them how you feel. LT Australia said Commie Cuggy, Lindy Burney, is a lazy Labor minister who's done sweet FA for the Indigenous people she's supposed to represent as part of her portfolio. The $40 billion is still unaccounted, but her personal wealth continues to increase. Something isn't right there. I agree. That's our Gucci politician. Gucci Prada one, you know. She's doing really well, by the way, but the Aboriginals are still stuck when they're getting $40 billion a year. Or $40 billion all up, I'm not sure. Doesn't say per year. They get a lot per year, okay? But it doesn't go to them. The politicians are pocketing the money. Somehow, they're laundering, washing, you know. Don McRae said breaking Georgia Governor Brian Kemp rejects the state lawmakers' efforts to remove Fulton County DA Fannie Willis. So he's rejecting it. Oh, there's music in it. I can't play it. Just in case it gets blocked in Russia again. Oh, I think YouTube's broken. By the way, my last live stream apparently had 127 people watching, or 110 or something, maybe. And I had 12,000 likes. Someone sent me a screenshot. It didn't show up on mine like that, but I'd say YouTube's going to break soon. Cat Turd said world's most famous retirement home. Well, that's what it's looking like. They're going there to cark it. And if you don't know what cark it means to pass away. Okay? They're going into the homes and they're getting dementia and all sorts of things, right? Yeah, they're going to cark it soon. Someone's going to cark it. Jack Straw said when they control you... Oh, yeah, look at this. He had another freeze up the other day, Kevin McCarthy. Let me see if I can play this one if it hasn't got music. Yep, make that little, I don't know, symbol thing. I don't want to do it. Don't know what it means. I'm not going to do it. And then he freezes. Great. Go along with the plan. And not the plan that Trump had set out, the other one, the deep state one. Wide Awake Media said award-winning journalist Alex Newman, the human-induced global warming narrative is merely a pretext for unelected globalists to control every aspect of your life under the guise of saving the planet. The notion that CO2 is pollution is absolutely preposterous. The idea that it's going to destroy the planet or change the temperature of the Earth is totally ludicrous, but from a totalitarian perspective, if you can convince people that CO2 is pollution, there's no human activity that doesn't result in CO2 emissions, including living, including dying, turning on a light switch, or breathing. I used to ask, when are they going to tax you for breathing? Here it is. Every single aspect of your life then, if we submit to the idea that CO2 is pollution, then comes under the regulatory control of the people who claim to be saving us from pollution. Yes. I think you get it. I don't think I have to go on. DOQ said, reminder, we're all supposed to be dead from COVID, but here we are. Yeah, all of us people, undone. We're supposed to be dead by now. I've got a nose infection, a sinus infection, but I'm not dead. I'm not going to die either. Yep, unless I died and I'm living in the twilight zone. I went to another dimension and I don't realise I'm even dead. You ever get that feeling you died somewhere and went to the twilight zone? I do. Craig Kelly said those who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities. Now we understand how the Nazis were able to get Germans to commit atrocities. We must never forget this period as an example of the dangers of censorship, for big tech censored the science on those things, you know. Kevin Bass, PhD, June the 15th, 2021, employee at hardware store, so this was like 2021, 2 years ago, assaulted a customer for not wearing a mask. That's how bad it was. These acts of violence were caused by the hysteria created by our institutions which rejected science. There isn't any evidence that masks have more than a tiny impact on the transmission. But yet this poor guy was assaulted for not wearing one. Jeez. That's pretty sad, man. It was an employee. That was an employee. Laura Lerma said, watch, real Donald Trump. Trump says we will not comply. In one of 32 policy videos he released on Truth Social yesterday, President Trump took an aggressive hardline stance against all future lockdowns, masks, and those ones. He said left-wing lunatics are trying very hard to have another COVID lockdown right before the... Of course they would. He added, sound familiar? It does, actually.
The left-wing lunatics are trying very hard to bring back COVID lockdowns and mandates with all of their sudden fear-mongering about the new variants that are coming. Gee whiz, you know what else is coming? An election. They want to restart the COVID hysteria so they can justify more lockdowns, more censorship, more illegal drop boxes, more mail-in ballots, and trillions of dollars in payoffs to their political allies heading into the 2024 election. Does that sound familiar? These are bad people. These are sick people we're dealing with. But to every COVID tyrant who wants to take away our freedom, hear these words: we will not comply. So don't even think about it. We will not shut down our schools. We will not accept your lockdowns. We will not abide by your mask mandates. And we will not tolerate your vaccine mandates. They rigged the 2020 election, and now they're trying to do the same thing all over again by rigging the most important election in the history of our country, the 2024 election, even if it means trying to bring back COVID. But they will fail because we will not let it happen. When I'm back in the White House, I will use every available authority to cut federal funding to any school, college, airline, or public transportation system that imposes a mask mandate or a vaccine mandate. Thank you very much.
Oh, I agree. I didn't comply the first time. I'm not going to do it this time. So there you go. Oh, I'm a little rebel at heart. Dr. Anastasia Maria Lupus said, do you agree with Charlie Kirk? Okay. Leonardo DiCaprio. CIA. If you don't believe in climate change, you should not be allowed to hold public office. And Charlie Kirk said, then your enormous mansions, private jets and mega yachts make you unfit to complain about energy consumption. Or climate change, for that matter. Hypocrites. Lawrence Fox says, does this mean ripping the wire out of the ULEZ cameras by hand rather than cutting the wire is the most effective way of disabling Chairman Khan's climate hoax surveillance state? Seems so simple, almost as if anyone could do it, if they were so inclined. And here's a tip, okay? Take a screenshot. I don't know if I can read this. The top tip, if possible, snatch on the wires that rips them clean out of the circuit board. They can't repair on site. The engineers can't keep up at the minute. Prue McSween said the chicken's coming home to roost for delusional morons, Bo and Chris and Albo MP and all the climate change fantasists. Sorry. Emergency warnings about power blackouts and soaring costs and the desecration of the environment, which these fools claim they are trying to save. They will all get their comeuppance, but sadly those of us who know this is a giant con to make local and foreign billionaires and China richer will suffer too. So we're going to have to suffer so other people can see it. Leading reports said breaking. Hawaiian Electric says the government is lying and they de-energised all power lines 6 hours before the deadly wildfires tore through the community. I think everyone deserves to know how those started. And now I've heard they're going to spray some pink glue all over the burnt areas to stop the erosion of soil going into the ocean. Cover up much. Yeah, I think so. And they say it'll dissolve into the environment and won't cause any impact after 6 months. Do you trust them? I don't. What if they do that and you can't grow any food there then? Okay, Alexandria Marshall said, to question the out of Africa narrative is a sin against evolutionary science, and yet it may be wrong. How enraged do you think your average yes activist would be upon discovering that we are all ancient Europeans? Interesting. I want to read this one. What's this? What if the out of Africa theory is wrong? Those who have lived through the last 2 decades will be well acquainted with the increasing rigidity applied to scientific theories that also hold political value. We have returned to an age where the truth of a theory comes second to its significance as scaffolding, maintaining the validity of lucrative ideological and economic causes. This is what happens when the proverb knowledge is power becomes corrupted by the idea of divine knowledge used by the powerful, the latter being a little more than cynical dogma protected by a mixture of censorship and propaganda. The narrative of catastrophic climate change, for example, carries with it trillions of dollars, thousands of political careers, and the reputation of extraordinarily dangerous bureaucracies. To challenge climate change is to blow on the house of cards supporting these creatures. This is why you must believe in climate change, otherwise you are a denier instead of a skeptic. The situation parallels the problem faced by Charles Darwin upon his discovery, made against his religious faith, that life exists in a constant state of evolution. In his case, as with most major shifts in knowledge, it was the scientific institutions themselves that fought to hold back progress, fearing the wrath of their benefactors, the moral outrage of a society, and the personal insult of people's life work being proven wrong. I'd rather have the truth, and if people's life work is proven wrong, then they should probably turn around and start something different. Look at something different. The scientific establishment has long been an unhelpful gatekeeper, which makes its current pretense of being the sole source of truth even more laughable. Thomas Huxley, Darwin's famed bulldog, stepped into the public gaze in 1860 to rattle the insides of the Radcliffe Library during the Great Debate. The truth needs a fearless champion, and in the end, undeniable scientific truth usually wins out, but we should always remember that it does so in defiance of the established experts, not with their support. The catch cry, "Trust the science," harks back to those dusty, power-hungry, archaic establishment scientists. Trust is a measure of faith, not fact. If someone is asking you to trust the science, they're probably nervous practitioners of an unsteady cult or idiots. One of modern science's cornerstones is the out-of-Africa theory that posits the birth of humanity in the cradle of Africa. It plays into the preferred mythology of Africa's Eden-esque beginning destroyed by the greed of European nations. Africa is the innocent victim of history and the tarnished creation around which global bureaucracies circle. To question the out-of-Africa narrative is a sin against evolutionary science, and yet for some time there's been suspicion that out-of-Africa may be wrong. It's been a cascade of little things, a fossil here, a clash of migratory patterns there, a gradual accumulation of facts that chip away at the grand theory. Recently, one of those chips has become a crack. As reported in various scientific journals after being published in Communications Biology, an 8.7 million year old fossil from Turkey, Andaluvius, Turkey, has been found in central Anatolia in Turkey. The journal states fossil apes from the eastern Mediterranean are central to the debate on African ape and human origins. Here we show, based on our analysis of newly identified genus, Andaluvius, from the 8.7 million year old site of in central Anatolia, that Mediterranean fossil apes are diverse and part of the first known radiation of early member of hominins. The fossil is part of a group known as the late Miocene apes that have been found across this region and in Europe, with more than one subspecies discovered. They are a common ancestor sitting above gorillas, humans, chimpanzees and bonobos in the tree of life. Those researching the find believe this species moved from the Mediterranean into Africa around 8 million years ago. I don't know, I believe in the Bible. I don't believe in evolution. If they could prove to me without a doubt, and without the Smithsonian making the head of a human with the jaw of an ape or vice versa, you know, and getting found out for it, I don't know, I don't trust them. He noted at this particular time, southeastern Europe contained the ancestors of rhinos, giraffe and other animals commonly associated with Africa. His point being that if these animals could get into Africa over 7 million years ago, why not the apes? Okay. Just want to see what else she's saying here. If this theory eventually distills into undeniable fact that humans are part of... Birds are going nuts. That humans are part of European origin, not African, what happens to the societal structure of our society? Structure of our society. It was always believed that African-born humans colonised Europe, but there remain glaring inconsistencies between migration patterns and the diversity of finds. There are lots of inconsistencies in the story of humanity. Given how little information we have of our ancient ancestors, let us switch to an example found in modern humans. Despite excellent preservation conditions, the oldest human remains in Australia, the Lake Mungo remains, are dated 42,000 years. Modern humans are thought to have reached Southeast Asia no more than 55,000 years ago, with Indonesian and Chinese fossils dating back to 25,000 years old. This is a long way from the 65,000 plus years we hear cited as the arrival date for Aboriginal Australians. There are also problems in dating fossils. I don't know, I see, that blows the whole thing out of the water for me. I believe there are people who started in Europe, and there are probably people who started in Africa. I don't know what the truth is there, but I don't believe in this I don't know, I can't. I can't even read any more of it because I don't believe in evolution. Snarkish Dano said exactly, once precedent is set, it can be used again in the future. They are signing their own death warrants. Lisa May said everything they've done to President Trump, every ridiculous charge, impeachment and indictment sets the needed precedent for future legal actions to be taken against them, which I've been saying for a while. First indictment unseal will trigger mass population awakening. First arrest will verify action and confirm future direction. Sometimes you must sacrifice yourself for the greater good. I will gladly take all those slings and arrows for you, POTUS, but even that can be undone. The enormity of what's coming will shock the world. Pray, the boomerang is going to be so satisfying to behold. These indictments and lawsuits, says DJT, are all part of my political opponent's campaign plan at his election, EI, and they are going to use the DOJ FBI to help them, which is illegal. Crooked Joe pushed this litigation hard to get it done. This is a new low in presidential politics. To the Democrats, I say, be careful what you wish for. Boomerang. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, dear me. I can't even blow the stuff out of my nose. It's not coming out. Not that you really needed to know that, but Dr. Russell McGregor said a swarm of drones just attacked a Russian airport near Pskov. This city is near Estonia. The Russians know the origin of these drones and it could be NATO. It's unlikely the drones will launch from Ukraine as they would need to traverse through all of Belarus unhindered. So that was how many days ago? 2 days ago. Illuminati Bot said James Woods claims Hollywood is more evil than your worst fears. He's a man to follow on Twitter. Comes up with some good stuff. And I'm glad we got like a couple that are still okay. Il Donaldo Trumpo said, make America great again. Make asylums great again too.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? Oh, so proudly we hailed.
Don't copyright me for this one, please.
That's gleaming, whose broad strides and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular upon bird singing out, yeah, through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the
USA, USA. Go USA. Seriously, we're all behind you. Lawrence Fox said, I hope London's fury at your scam taxes is expressed and that every red pin becomes a black one. Clean up the city, remove his cameras. Mayor of London said it's a great injustice that Londoners who are least likely to own a car suffer the worst effects in our city's dirty, dangerous air. He's listened to Londoners' concerns ahead of expanding the ULEZ to make sure Londoners with non-compliant car are able to receive support. That's not what it's for, mate. Oh, come on. Pull the other one. You're spying on everyone. Okay. Il Donaldo Trumpo said beautiful words. Thank you, John. John Voight.
What are we to do? What have we become but a nation of destructive behavior? This is now a war against all of us. The Biden administration is a corrupt mob, and the Obama administration fuels the cycle. Let me warn you all that this corrupt behavior against President Trump is the most disgusting scheme to try and keep him down, and this is a horror. This system now allows criminals to steal from department stores, and all they say is to watch and not do anything. And this is okay, to sit and allow these monsters to destroy hardworking designers and retailers. My God. My fellow Americans, this is a civil war, and this is the time we must stand for truths. If we don't see this, you, your children, grandchildren, sisters, brothers, will all pay the price for this default. My God, let us not beg, let us not steal, but allow God's truths to be yours and mine. Let us not hide our pride, but allow God's greatest truths to show the way. We must stand up for truths we lost, stand up for the gift that was given to all, the freedom that the American dream stood for. If we allow deceit against President Trump and allow this lie to win, we will all regret this. My only wish is that all can find the truth that President Trump is a man who wants to save America, the dream, the freedom. Let us not allow the manipulation of this government to destroy this land, our purpose, our love, our light. Allow the truth to remind us all that we are a nation that has been free, and now our freedom is being taken away with lies and greed. Stand up now for the only truths that can save us. And let us remember Lincoln's sacrifice. Much love to you.
There you go. Profound words there from John Voight. Another one. Another actor who's not woke. It's good to see. Clown World said CNN is fake news, as if we didn't know. CNN said 2 men in Uganda are facing separate charges of aggravated homosexuality offence, punishable by death under the country's controversial new anti-gay laws. When actual fact, readers added context, and this time they were right. One of these men is charged with R-wording a disabled man, and the other is charged with R-wording a minor. Okay? That's not... Okay. How do you... Like, it's not... got nothing to do with gay. It has to do with... What you're doing is illegal, you bloody idiots. So they should be charged. Il Donaldo Trumpo said, "We are one." Let's have a listen. I don't know what this is about again. Make it big.
I love Donald Trump because he's a godly man, and at least he's trying to let people be good and let everybody in America be strong. I love the man naturally. I just love his energy. Yeah, I love Donald Trump. Yeah, I know that man is not racist because he believes that God creates everybody. We're all one human. You know, it doesn't matter if you're white, black, or pink, or yellow. As long as you came from God, we all one. And that's what the man is saying. And the man is a strong man. Like, people don't want this man to say the truth. You know, bad people don't want somebody who say the truth. They want you to be in their side. And as for human beings, we all need to be as one family and love each other. So that's what the man is speaking about. So I love that man. I don't care what people say. I love Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump because...
Same here, and I'm Australian. And there's not many Australians who love Donald Trump because we got propagandised to the hilt when he came in power. And anyone who was vouching for him stood out like a sore thumb. Leading reports said breaking an audio tape containing incontrovertible evidence of Joe Biden's corruption exists, and will be released to the public in the coming weeks, claims Newsmax host Greg Kelly. We'll be looking forward to that. Colin Ruggs said new 12-year-old Colorado student smirks after getting kicked out of class for wearing the "Don't Tread on Me" flag on his backpack. Teacher falsely claims the flag is linked to slavery. The kid knows more about history than the teacher. So they're the reason that they do not want the flag is due to its origins with slavery and slave trade. This is what was, that's the reasoning behind them. Oh, that's what she was saying. Fact check. The Gadsden flag originated from the American Revolution when the US fought for their independence from Great Britain. It is now a symbol for standing up against authoritarian rule, kind of like this woman. You ready for this? Listen to this teacher. Oh, let me make it big.
They do not want the flag. The reason we do not want the flag displayed is due to its origins with slavery and slave trade.
Can you guys hear that? Why do they do this? Make it really quiet.
That is what was, that's the reasoning behind why we do not want it displayed.
The Gadsden flag.
The "Don't Tread on Me."
Which is the Gadsden flag. Okay, so he's, what's going to happen if he doesn't take it off?
He is able to go. I was actually just telling him, like, I was upset that he was missing so much school. I'm like, so I asked if, can he just take his stuff out of his bag and go back to class? Like, I just want him to go back to class. The bag can't go back. It's got a patch on it, because we can't have that in and around other kids. So that's what I was trying to, and then he said you were close. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with slavery. That's like the Revolutionary War patch that was displayed when they were fighting the British. Like that wasn't, that's the revolution. Maybe you're thinking of like the Confederate flag?
Okay, I am
Is there
just
history
here
to
to
that
enforce,
you tell me?
no, I am here to enforce the policy that was provided by the district, and definitely you have every right to not agree with it. I mean,
yeah, because the
absolutely.
ACLU says that he's allowed to wear that. If you like go on their website, it's like says in big letters.
All I'm saying is that
unless there's like a ban on patches, period, like you said, there's no patches allowed at the school. You cannot display what you think or anything like that, or what cheer or anything like that. I think it's like one-sided, you know, because you allow some patches but not other patches.
Kids have patches like other names and like the American flag and backpacks.
Yeah. That was like flown during the revolution with I just didn't understand that at all.
What they're saying is that the teacher's wrong and it's on their website that you can, okay? And this teacher's just taken it upon herself to go full God knows what and just ban it all.
So what I can do is
and if you go onto the ACLU's website, let's talk to someone. I can have you speak to
Jeff Yoakum again. And then he can refer you to our person at the district.
Okay.
Because, like I said, we're following district policy, is what we're doing. So, the last thing I want is him out of class.
Yeah, I know, me
that's
too.
all
He
the last
takes
thing I
his
want.
classes seriously, he studies, he wants to get straight A's, he did that.
Okay, so the teacher's just looking like she's taken it upon herself to go full rogue and ban everything. That's what it's looking like. Inversionism says this isn't some grand mystery. It's metals in their brain, largely from vaccines, aluminium and mercury. Get the metals out of their brain, the kids have recovered. Here's an example from Trace Amount's documentary with a kid who recovered by doing chelation and detoxification protocols that measurably reduced his mercury, and boom, he was a healthy children again. It's all about increasing glutathione and reducing continual exposures. It's about autism, okay? Ready for it? Ready?
The recovery of these kids.
That time of year again, time to start thinking about those flu shots.
Ooh. Also, there's a possible treatment for autism that some say is curing children.
Baxter Burley looks and acts like a normal 6-year-old, because he is. That's why it's hard to imagine that at age 3, he had full-blown autism.
The same regional center that gave him the diagnosis, the same group of people,
reversed his diagnosis.
Something else that reversed, the amount of mercury in his system. It went from a high level of 13 to what's considered almost negligible, 0.5. No longer considered autistic.
No longer considered autistic. That was a big day. We actually call it the day he lost his diagnosis, we call his second birthday.
We see children that come through that are severely autistic and, you know, within a year they're mainstreamed in school and out of the spectrum. Some children turn around in a number of months, other children take years.
We started with the special diet. We started with lots of supplementation geared at healing his body, helping his body detox from the heavy metal exposure he had. We did chelation, methyl B12 injections. We rented a hyperbaric oxygen chamber for our house.
The self-stimulatory behaviors that we saw so much of are all gone.
He's not covering up his ears. We went from the baby who had no language and no social interaction and was lost in his own world to a child who is very verbal and very social. He's very much engaged in relationships with everybody in the family. Quinn has a best friend. He wants to see his friend every day.
And his friend wants to see him.
Are you filming a movie?
Yes.
Yeah, and they're following me everywhere.
He'll say, you know, when I had autism, and then talk about something that we weren't aware of how he was feeling.
Imagine what could have been done to recover these children starting clear back in 1999, when the CDC first realized what was causing autism. Over 12 years later, they continued to tell the same old story.
CDC is not certain how much. Well, there's no simple explanation for the increase due to changes in the definition of autism or an improved recognition and increased recognition.
And even though some doctors are recovering these kids, the CDC continues to waste even more critical time by turning a blind eye to it. How much longer will we allow those who have caused this epidemic to be in charge of solving it?
It's a puzzle, and we're putting all the pieces of the puzzle together that way.
Maybe because a lot of them lose their jobs if they do. Help it? Chief Nerd said an extensive meta-analysis of 25 autism study could shift the focus of research into the cause from genetics to environmental triggers. That shift could open up revolutionary avenues for potential treatments that at the moment would probably be so expensive normal people couldn't afford it, and that's why they make them so expensive, I believe. New revolutionary avenues for potential treatments. The new study published June 26 in Nature's Neuroscience has linked ASD to distinct microbial signature that's dysbiotic or unnaturally out of balance. Genetic diseases aren't responsible for epidemics. Dr. Arthur Krigsman, a specialist who treats children with ASD around the world, told the Epoch Times there's something in the environment that's triggering a gene that otherwise would be silent. There's no gene responsible for an epidemic. Let's hope so, because, look, a lot of people I know who had children, the children are autistic. And it's really sad to see, you know, like, oh, and if there's a way that they could be helped, that would just, well, we know they hide all the cures. DOQ said this is why DJT loves Anons. He is us, we are him. Trump on The View. Oh, how many years ago was this? This is from TikTok. Let's have a look.
Why doesn't he show his birth certificate? I think he probably... Because I have to, and everybody else has to. I'm sure. Why wouldn't he show... Excuse me. Why? No, excuse me. I really believe there's a birth certificate. Why... Look, she's smiling. Why doesn't he show his birth certificate? And you know what? I wish he would, because I think it's a terrible pall that's hanging over him. He should show his birth certificate. The other thing, if you go back to my first grade, my kindergarten, people remember me. Nobody from those early years.
That's not true. We have pictures of them. What are you talking about?
Okay, show me a picture.
There are kids in Hawaii. There are people in Hawaii. There are people that he's grown up.
I've seen 13,
no,
but I haven't seen early pictures. But more importantly, why doesn't he And you know what? I think he probably was, but the word probably would be...
Why
the
did he
word
have to defend himself against
you know why?
Against an accusation?
Because if you're going to be the president... Because if you're going to be the president of the United States, it says very profoundly that you have to be born in this country.
But did any George Bush be the president?
Jesus, listen to the girls. Ah, gaggle.
You know what I said?
Probably he was.
No one has ever asked George Bush or said to George Bush, I'm sorry, is Hawaii not part of the United States?
George Bush. And I'm not saying I was a fan of George Bush.
No.
You know that better than anybody. But George Bush was born in this country. That's right.
Isn't Hawaii still part of the United States? Am I gone?
You know what?
Whether he was or not because he hasn't come forward with it?
I grew up in New York. Wall Street was a big part. I have seen fraud, and I have seen scandal, and I have seen things that a lot of people don't see. I've seen people take a $100 bill and make it $1 million bill.
We're going to have to pause. Get to the point.
Okay, the point is, I can't rely on some newspaper that they show that...
In order to become president of the United States,
I want him to show his birth certificate. I want him to show his birth certificate. There's something on that birth certificate that he doesn't like.
Oh, my God.
That's a terrible thing to say.
Whoopi, I'm telling you.
Whoopi,
I love you. I'm telling you.
I love you, too. I think that's the biggest pile of dog mess I've heard in ages.
The question is, why not show it, right?
There's something on his birth certificate he doesn't want to show.
It's not because he's black.
Let him show. Has nothing to do with it.
Any white president asks to be shown the birth certificate. When you become a president of the United States of America, you know that he's American. I'm saying that's BS.
Are you saying that it just only lets people have doubt?
Do you want to talk at all about The Apprentice?
Doesn't matter. It's doing great. The ratings are through the roof. This is voluntary.
When was this? How long ago was that? That was before he ran for president, because they said you should run for president. LT Australia said a client of mine told me one of her mates had a yes placard outside her home. Someone dropped in a flyer in a letterbox saying if it's not removed, her house would be covered in graffiti. Oh, she removed the placard. Someone on a street that leads to my street has a placard for the yes vote. And I can't wait to letterbox drop. not like that, but I mean just explaining why you should vote no. Sky News Australia, which I don't really like. Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk will have spent more days in 2023 on holiday than sitting in state parliament after she returns from her second European vacation. Holiday road. It sounds like, look, all our politicians are doing this. They're taking great holidays on the taxpayer expense. Dr. Eli Davids said, we've never found a cave painting of a salad. Plenty of animals hunted for food, but no salads. Craig Kelly said Tedros heads the WHO. Facebook and YouTube deem anything that contradicts the WHO as misinformation. The government was secretly spying on its citizens' social media accounts and demanding Facebook and YouTube censor them for contradicting Tedros. Now remember, this guy was seen in a bar with his little bike shorts, hot, tight bike shorts on, doing, in a gay bar, I think it was, allegedly, apparently, Yeah. How did a human rights abuser end up running the WHO? In 1348, the Black Death killed between 30 to 50% of the entire population of Britain. Well, he didn't cause that, so what's this about? In one of the greatest health crises to affect the world since then, who was selected as a person to lead the global effort to fight this coof? Dr. Tedros, whatever his name is, right? Tedros should never have been nominated for the position of Director General of the World Health Organization. Having nominated, however, no one should have voted for him. Having been elected, he should have had the decency and humility to declare he was unfit for such an office. Alas, however, he still serves. Why, what did he do? Because he didn't cause the 1348 Black Death. It's not only his dreadful performance during the coup that makes him unfit for office, although that is grounds alone, but it is his period as a minister in the Ethiopian government between 2005 and 2016 that should disqualify him from any international office. Back in the 1980s, the Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front was a union of a number of political parties, including the Tigray People's Liberation Front. The TPLF itself was founded in 1975 as part of a whole lot of letters, EPRDF, with the help of Eritrean People's Liberation Front. They overthrew the Marxist government run by dictator Mengistu Miriam and installed another Marxist government led by Mules Zenawi. All these last names that I can't pronounce. Mengistu fled Addis Ababa in May 1991, sorry guys, and was granted asylum by Robert Mugabe, of course he was. In 2006, Mengistu was found guilty of genocide by the High Court in Ethiopia. The TPLF itself has been listed as a terror organisation in the Global Terrorism Database since 1976, when it was first found to be engaging in kidnapping and hostage-taking. Born in 1965, Tedros obtained a degree in biology from an Ethiopian university in 1986, then appeared to have worked as a health official when Mengistu was in power, but left Ethiopia to study in England, where he obtained a Masters of Science in Immunology in 1992, then a PhD in Community Health at the University of Nottingham in 2000. It is unclear when he joined the TPLF, but it is inconceivable he wasn't a member by the time he became Health Minister in 2005. It was later reported that Tedros had served as one of the top 9 Politburo members of the TPLF for many years. He was always an inappropriate candidate for the top job at the WHO, given the appalling human rights record of the Ethiopian government during his period as senior minister. There you go. A review of the annual reports of Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International for those 11 years makes disturbing reading. Perhaps for his entire period as Health Foreign Affairs Minister, Tedros may have been oblivious to the contents of these reports and to what was happening in his country, but it beggars belief that for 11 years he was either unaware of human rights abuses or indifferent to them. Certainly some of the international donors to Ethiopia should regret they continued to aid Ethiopia during this period without sufficiently pressuring the government on these abuses. These donors included the US, UK and of course China. Combining the reports of Human Rights Watch and Amnesty for the years 2005 to 16, one finds shocking domestic crimes either engineered by the government, of which Tedros was a senior minister, or ignored by them. In searches of many articles, reports, reviews and other materials covering Ethiopia between 2005 and 16, there is not a single reference to Tedros objecting to the behaviour of the government-controlled army or police. There's not a single reference of him condemning any human rights abuse or the crackdown on dissidents or opposition members. There's no reference to him objecting to the imprisonment of journalists or shutting down of voices of human rights advocates. In fact, there's no reference whatsoever to Tedros doing anything other than acting as a willing conspirator in the crimes against humanity committed by the Ethiopian government, of which he was a senior minister for 11 years. The reports refer to campaigns of repression, brutality in many parts of the country by security forces and civil officials. 76 opposition politicians and journalists, amongst others, were arrested. So authoritarian. That's where he comes from. Sorry, mate. My gut is going... I ate before I came on, still doing it. So he was a little terrorist. That's what he is. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene said we need public cameras in federal courtrooms. A man pled guilty to planning to murder me, was only sentenced for 3 months. BLM riders attacked police night after night all summer in 2020, and over 95% of them had their charges dropped. America needs to see what's happening, and I believe this is in response to the January 6th. Yep, Proud Boys, yep. Took the judge, is Judge Tim Kelly, took nearly 3 hours reading his oral ruling denying all post-trial motions. He carefully reiterated every point made by the DOJ while ridiculing defence arguments. It was an absolute outrage and one more reason why we must have cameras in federal courtrooms. He took great pleasure in regurgitating the DOJ's bogus case before the broken men at the defence table. Many he kept behind bars for nearly 2 years before they went to trial. He even smiled at certain points, including the end. It was all performative and his way of setting the stage before sentencing these defendants to 25 years starting tomorrow. She'll have much more on this soon, and as soon as the transcript is done, she'll post it. It's a must-read for those who still believe equal justice, due process, common sense and humanity still exists in our nation's capital. Because it doesn't. And 2 of those men are being kept from their young families, so little babies, by being locked up. They're being kept away from their family. Another way to get the man out of the family, lock him up. Gunther Eagleman said he's not wrong. John Voight slams Biden's corrupt administration, which we just heard. Disgusting scheme against Trump. This is a civil war. We are in a war, in case no one noticed, but it's just played out very differently than the bombs and shooting wars of the past. We are in an information war. Laura Loomis said, breaking, new police report verifies law enforcement went door to door confirming fraudulent MI voter registration ring. Where are the arrests? There's more coming out every day about selections and stuff, you know. Dr. Anastasia Maria Lupus said the Green Movement. What a terrible polluting environment. Ah, that's better. Look at all the solar panels and all the wind farms and dead birds. But look at this. Nature. What a terrible polluting environment. Because that's what they want to cover this with this. And it's disgusting. Try everyone moving out to the country and see what happens. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene said, I don't know how anyone will take us seriously if we can't vote on impeachment inquiry. She said about voters, if you can't vote for impeachment on Joe Biden, then how can you dare to even claim you're willing to drain the swamp? You're not. So she wants to uncover Biden's 5K alias? What? Oh, 5,000 emails. I was going to say, he doesn't have 5,000 aliases, does he? Derek Johnson said, I love seeing Liberals, the real far left, talk about they cannot wait till March the 4th. March the 4th is the original inauguration date in history, dating to Franklin D. Roosevelt. This whole covert special operation has used majority of the laws and orders from World War II and strategies, especially when you know what I know and have shown people. Here's just a few that are public information that have chronological order, of which they were used and still current and active. The Law of War Manual, Military Justice Act, the War Powers Resolution Act, the Defence Production Act, the Federal Continuity Directives, executive orders with national emergencies have all been extended from CIC Trump to present day. Federalising reserves and National Guards still federalised by laws and orders from those above. We have it all. We caught them all from Campaign 2020. Wasn't a cool slogan or quote. So we have it all, we caught them all was not a cool slogan or quote. And as Bossman has said many times and brought back out today, be careful what you wish for. What the a-hole really far left cannot stop are who holds the keys to the military bases, ammo, weapons, aircraft, artillery, tanks, etc. And via all military laws and orders, especially those above and the ones I've broken down on multiple podcasts, the military is in complete control via visual evidence of how we operate. Any veteran who's any kind of veteran knows this like I do, and keeping their oath and serving beyond service as I am, by the laws and orders that support the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence and their origin, knows the good guys are in control in the most biblical, historical, monumental, covert special operation known to the world. Everything's being done by military first, and everything has a symbolism and meaning. Those still asleep, you still have time, but a lot of catching up to do. Those still defensive and attacking characters of us good people, well, it sucks to be you, I suppose. Buckle up and enjoy the ride. You cannot stop what is coming. I'm trying not to swear here, so I have to keep changing words. DOQ said 586, be careful what you wish for, remember? The team has text messages from an FBI agent discussing the assassination of DJT, which is coming up again. Tucker's even mentioned that it's looking like it's going towards that. and one or several of his family members where foreign allies were to be involved. This is way bigger than most realise. Those you trust are the most guilty of sin. Who are we taught to trust the most? Government leaders, religious leaders, doctors, scientists, school teachers? These people are sick. There's only one doctor I trust at the moment, and he happens to be in the USA. Right, Timmy? PDX Real, I said there's a known arsonist lighting fires in Brentwood. I did show that the other day, didn't I? Yes. It's okay, so I'm at the end. I've actually got through all the news. 1 hour, 35 minutes later. How'd I do, guys? I've had a stupidly blocked nose. And whistling through my nose. Okay, Alex said, LBRY and scrapers, no thanks. I can't get back any further than that. Shannon, how you going, Shannon? All these Green New Deal initiatives, deep state money laundering schemes and part of Agenda 21. I agree with that. Hey, Sheila, how you going? I never stick anything up my nose. Yeah, me neither. Susie said, just watch an Aussie series about a bunny boiling woman that steals babies from hospital. The secrets that she keeps. Anyone seen it? No, I have to write that one down. Where's my pen gone? The secrets that she keeps. Hang on. Where's my pad? There it is. There you go. I've written that down. Wow. I will watch it, Susie, if I get a chance. Selena said, hi all, waves at each and every single one of you. How you going, Selena? James, hello, how you going? George, hello, how you going? I'm Kai, how you going? Alex said, what's that? I hope it's not just getting older, permanent pain, Shannon. James says, Russians, Boney M. Yeah, rah, rah, Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. I can't go down that low. There was a cat that really was gone. Susie Fraser said, hello all newbies. Cynthia said, oh, I remember this. James said, George, Kai, good to see you. Shannon said, gun-free zones, a target-rich environment for criminals and false flags. Susan said, wow, such sanitary conditions. Hey, oh yeah, for the masks and those tests. No, thank you. Nope. Shannon said, root in Oz is slang for having, having relations with someone. If you're rooting someone in Australia, then you're doing something dirty anyway. Sherry said there was a doctor that said he looks different because of facelifts. Yeah, right, it's a mask, not facelifts, because it's not Biden. Yeah, I'm not believing in facelifts. And I didn't come across the one that I seen where Biden, I swear I bookmarked it. Hang on a sec. Let me just have a look in my other account. No, we went through that, didn't we? It's not there either. I mustn't have bookmarked it. I swear some of my bookmarks go missing. What he had was a big wrinkle at the back of his neck here. And there shouldn't be a big wrinkle. I don't care who you are. Not that way. Not the way I saw it. It was, yeah. Alex said, I just looked that up. Cheeky bugger, Shannon. Is Shannon being rude in the comments again? Cynthia said, had to let an elderly lady know at the grocery store her mask was doing more harm than good. Well, I think, honestly, if you can approach people really nicely, it's probably the best to do that. Cynthia said just earlier, oh, good on you though. James said, never a straight answer. Yeah, exactly. MJ said, Bush questions, yeah. Susie said, masks don't do anything. All the packaging says not for medical use, including the N5 masks. Masks were created for bacteria, not viruses. Exactly. Shannon said, always say my back is rooted or my car is rooted when something is broken or doesn't work, i.e. it's effed, okay? Shannon's breaking down the Aussie language for people who don't know. Same as fanny. Like, fanny is your bottom in the US. Well, here in Australia, it's actually the front of a female, so it's very weird reading out when it means something completely different. I am Kai said, being a freaking lizard cost DeSantis his career. Oh dear. George said, I will see people wearing masks where I live, Cynthia. You still see people, yep. James said, Ron is good governor, but Trumpy 2024 all the way. Yeah, like, but there's even questions about his governing at the moment. Like, there's some things that are going, but I don't think it's all under his control. Like, I don't know. I don't know how it works, so I can't really say much, but there are some things going on in Florida that aren't very good. But yeah, I agree. Like, Trump all the way. Even if Vivek Ramaswamy, he could be VP, or JFK Jr. could be VP, but Trump first. Honestly, he's got to finish what he started. Sherry said, Trump's the only person I ever voted for and will be again. Good on you, Sherry. Alex said, happy celibate here, Shannon. Me too. Cynthia said, not looking forward to another round, George. James said, hood for Trump. Yeah. Susie said, hi, Calico Kitty on Hev's desk. I am Kai said, married here, so also celibate. Oh, but yeah, but when you're a married couple and you get older, you got more, like, you got to be good companions for each other. So Cynthia said, Kitty wants to play. That's why I think we're going all wrong about things at the moment, because most people think sex is the most important thing in a relationship. Well, you end up losing that. So what do you do then? You've got to make sure you get along with that person. Kind of like they're your best friend. Sort of. Cynthia said, Kitty wants to play. She did. She's finally settled down there. George said, I heard they were going to try and bring back lockdowns. James said, Trumpish, Trumpian, demonising the enemy. These people are despicable. They are. MJ said, hive mind in action. Shannon said, I don't trust that Vivek character either. He's an Obama 2.0 type, just mysteriously appears and gets money from nowhere. I agree. That's why I said, if anything, maybe vice, but not president. I believe you've got to put Mr. T in there, right, to drain it. You really do. He's the only one I think is capable, who's got the cojones to go in and clean it. I am Kai said, I'm old enough, it won't matter much soon. Susan said, wow, discrimination, anyone? Susie said, be right back. How you going, Susie? James said, nice cat, Hev, thank you. I've got 2 of them, possibly a 3rd one now. That's just come from, I don't know where it came from. It's a boy, and it hasn't been desexed or anything, so it's spraying, and I can't really let it in the house because I don't want that through my house. Yeah, so I'm not sure what to do. But he keeps coming back, and he's actually laid on his back on the floor now and let me pat him, and it's so cute. Luna said they're afraid because they know they're getting shown for what they are. Cynthia said the X-Files, right? Good, Ev. Oh, yeah. I thought sitting there the other day and I've gone, Twitter's turned into X. So does that now mean that those Twitter files are the X-Files? I thought it was funny. I'm amusing myself. Don't mind me. MJ said, I used to love the files. Alex said, I know they're trying to bring it all back. They think people were born yesterday, George. James said, exactly. Darren said, I have and never will vote for Trump unless he runs for UK PM or world president. Yeah, I haven't voted for him, but I'm backing him 100% behind him. Which is strange for Australia, because most Australians, at least 4 years ago when he was in, they didn't like him because of all the propaganda shown on TV. And it was like the Democrats were running our news here in Australia when it came to Trump. It was all negative. There was nothing good. So most people hated him. Like, I just stuck out like a sore thumb because I liked him. Alex said they already have a gibber for something not even out yet, so that's all you should need to know. Yeah, exactly. Disease X. Did they call it Disease X, or am I getting confused with Twitter now? Or Disease BS. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. James said escape from New York might be the way forward, lol. Cynthia said, Kitty posing, yes. Oh, she's funny. She was trying to eat like this part of my earphones, and she was pulling on these things here and playing with them. And I was having a giggle at her while a video was playing. So I wasn't laughing at the video, I was laughing at the cat, what she was doing. George said, Alex, people are starting to wake up to this crap. Shannon said, maybe it's aliens probing you, Alex. That reminds me. Did you type into YouTube UFO aliens and €100 note? I didn't. I still haven't. I am Kai said, the world president coming soon and world currency for intergalactic trade. James said, Kitty hates Illuminati though. Yep, she hates them too. So does the other one. Darren said, Alex, it's nice to know whatever virus comes next will be immune. I wonder how they know. George says, sounds like the Antichrist, Kai. I am Kai said, very, very soon, George. Selena said, FYI, Vivek is dirty. He went from nothing to almost billionaire in 5 to 6 years. Okay. Well, whoever you vote for, but yeah, Trump #1. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, no one has to agree with me, but, you know, it's just how I see it. Alex said, Shannon, I think I did see something like that. Was it under the microscope? I think there were a few notes. It's like the new 9/11 notes, but euros. James said, release the Kraken, Donald. They drew first blood. Yeah, they did. They drew first blood, not us. Alex said, I just hope they don't go back to sleep, George. I don't think it's possible. I mean, it is just to ignore it all and go, I know about it, but I don't want to hear about it, like that type of thing. But once you know, you know. I am Kai said he's actually already walking around. James said they cut off the water. Yeah, they did. So the fire hydrants, so they couldn't even fight the fires. Alex said, amazing, eh, Darren? I am Kai said, it's simply inexcusable what they did to those people. Yep. James said, it's criminal. I am Kai said, crime against humanity. Alex said, I'm at the end of my tether, but I am patient. I am Kai said, technical genocide. Kevin, how you going, Kevin? Trumpish, I can't wait for Trumpism. James said, Oprah handed out pillows, though, for the cameras, of course. Oh, Oprah and The Rock are both now begging for donations from people, normal people like us, who probably can't afford it anyway. Why aren't they handing over some of their land to the Maui residents? Who knows? No, of course not. No, they want the money off the public. You should see it. It's just I should have found it and bookmarked it, but I'll try and do that for next time. I am Kai said, I have a necklace with no clasp, represents an unbroken chain. I just waiting. James says social scoring on the way. Go watch Black Mirror, the episode called Nosedive. It's dystopia. That's what's coming. MJ said she would smother them with those same pillows when the lights were out. George said ULEZ is a scam. I am Kai said Migo Barbarian on some chomos. James said Kevin, I'd laser his face on the moon just to wind up the worst people. Darren said Blade Runners are not breaking the law. Surveillance of the community is against humanity, which trumps any law. I agree. Alex said, I'm sure the other day that Ian Duncan Smith MP has condoned people smashing down. Oh, really? The things that are spying on you. I am Kai said social scores. I'll be a very low number, single digit. Yep. I'll be like that chick in Nosedive by the end of it when she has nothing left in the jail. What are her and the guy are screaming at each other? What are they screaming at each other? I can't remember. I have to go and watch that one again. MJ said tomorrow war movie they used older peeps. Sheila said like here where I live there was a seniors home near me which happened to have the worst deaths in any home. Now they sneakily decided to open a homeless shelter temporarily. Snicker snicker. Well, are they going to put the homeless down? Cynthia's laughing. She said that was great. Laughing, and James is laughing. What was that? I can't remember what that was about. Darren said, yes, he did, Alex. MJ said they needed to be told what to do. Yep. I am Kai said, I got to get a bullhorn. Oh, the guy in the car telling the lady to take off her mask. And go. The light screen, go. Alex said, it's all a scam. Anything government related is a scam, I think, George. Yep. James said, just following orders. They like that. Yeah, well, just following orders isn't going to cut it. Nuremberg 2.0. Needs to come back. Nuremberg trials. And this time, don't let any of them go. Don't Project Paperclip them all over the place and let them go to other countries. No, 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 no. Hold them accountable this time. I am Kai said, Alex is correct. Alex said, old Harpo, James Jamison. Yeah. Oprah, Harpo. Darren said, power tools are quite nutritious. Cynthia said, damn, they got my electric drill. James said, Alex is laughing with thumbs up. Shannon said, no, they're going to cut off your catalytic converter and sell it for scrap with those tools. James said, gobbledygook. Yep. MJ said, pocket calculator run on batteries or solar. What? Yeah, they used to run on batteries. And then they became little solar things, like as soon as you get them out into the light, they turn on. But don't they still need batteries? I don't know. I've got a solar weather station out there, but it still has batteries in it. Rechargeable ones, so that it can be recharged by the solar. Do you get it? Does it? I don't know. I am Kai said, just following orders. To me, says fully knows what they did. Darren said, renewable energy is all energy. Energy can either be created nor destroyed. Cynthia said, Hev is rocking it under the weather. I'm trying, man. I've got a really sore face, especially this cheek here. And I'm just trying to, and block nose, you know. I'm just trying to go through. I've got a doctor's appointment on Monday to get some antibiotics, but until then, I've just got to hang in there. They couldn't fit me until Monday. Anyway. Selena said, sadly, it's real. Stu said, if it's the government's job to govern and control us when we awaken, how is it our fault? They're bad, just saying. James said, wishy-washy, Russie in the UK, another WF stooge. Exactly. Cynthia said, it's a big old mess. The whole world's in a big old mess right now. I don't know any country that's free from the mess. Alex said, unelected Prime Minister in UK, Rishi. Oh, is he the actual... Oh, no. Is he your actual Prime Minister? Oh, no. I didn't even realise. I'm so sorry. My head's not with it, man. Oh, no. I don't like him either. I don't like any of our politicians. Except for Trump. And like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Carrie Lake, a couple of them. And then here in Australia, Pauline Hanson, Malcolm Roberts, Craig Kelly. That's about it. 3 politicians. Darren said, we are a divided United Kingdom. Oh, that's an oxymoron, isn't it? Divided United Kingdom. Oh, that is so sad. Alex said, we need to get rid of the lot. James said, Ronald Rat, true though. Tiki Doll said $3.78 litres, 3.78 litres per gallon. There you go. It's like $7.50, $8, maybe $8.50 per gallon for petrol. Alex said we would all be united if it wasn't for governments and all the other BS that goes with it. I agree with that. Stu said 2.23 litre for DED. What's DED? Is that the one with ethanol in it? I got told by a mechanic, do not use the petrol with ethanol in it because it damages your car. Make sure you have to put it in for more services and things because things are wearing out quickly. It's not like normal oil. Normal petrol, sorry. I am Kai said we're a divided species of different hang-ups, petty, selfish things. James said, I'm Scottish and British. I'll die Scotland and British. Yeah, I'm an Irish Australian. Well, I was born in Ireland. I'm Irish, but I'm here in Australia and I love this country, so stand and fight wherever you are. Stu said Diesel. Ah, for Diesel. How you going, Stu? Cynthia said, I tell my son all the time, better be glad I'm not drinking, thank God for God. Darren said, every politician that knows about the fake Brexit should be locked up. Those that have been involved in the con should face a stiffer punishment. Susie said, just saw Muhammad Al-Fayed died. Oh, really? Alex said, yep, just following orders doesn't cut it, I am Kai. Alex said, no excuse. James said, King Charlie is another fanny, another WF fool. Cynthia said, got to be grateful he struggles but raised well. James said, Mad Max world coming soon. I don't think it'll get to that. I think if it starts heading towards that, the military will intervene, and then I believe the Emergency Powers Act, Trump will be back. Whether it's earlier or when it's supposed to. I'm hoping it's before the election, because I think something big's going to happen before then, so... George said, yeah, I heard that as well, Susie. Alex said, I think he looks like Roland Rat, but that's an insult to rats, James. Ian Kai said, every time I ever said just following orders, it was to twist the knife, so to speak. Alex said, not my king. Darren said, read the Bible, Pope. God loves the smell of burning meat. Cynthia said, Pope disgust. MJ said, glad I'm keto. Sheila said, he's not my Pope. Susie said, good point, Hev, I didn't remember. Cain was a vegetarian. Yeah, Cain and Abel. There was a fight between them because Cain got jealous because God favoured Abel and the meat over the plants. As far as I'm aware, anyway. I mean, I don't even know the full Bible, okay? I can't remember it. I'm not able to recite bits, many bits and pieces and tell you exactly which chapter or thing they came from, you know what I mean? But I remember that story. And I'm hoping I remembered it right. Alex said the same Pope that disappeared from the window, the hologram Pope. Yep. James said, Alex, no offence to rats. Cynthia said, worst word ever, the C word. Yeah, well, it's only a word, but it's just that, I don't know. I don't like it. Not the way it's used, but I don't know. I just don't use it. Other people can, but I just don't like it. I am Kai said, marriage is crumbling because of a past I don't completely remember. Oh, memories. Oh no. George said, yeah, Alex, I see that video of the Pope disappearing. Stu said, Alex, I'm just spewing. He reappeared. I am Kai. I hope everything's all right. Alex has put in a link for hologram Pope Francis, Vatican. Yeah, when he disappears in the window. Cynthia said, spew pew. Xenotron, how you going? Alex said, I can't believe more people don't see it. Xenotron said, fish brings down the house, literally. Stu's laughing, Cynthia. James said, don't mention the Argentine death squads to the Pope, handing names of political opponents to a bad cop, but I like his solid gold staff, though. And Alex is laughing back with James. Susie said, apparently they are going to try another arm sting rollout for late September. Yes, I just read they're going to try and bring it back again. Cynthia said, Hev does rock. Thank you. Shannon said, Obama introduced Mockingbird media policies. Yes, in 2008 or 10, the Smith-Mundt Act. He allowed for propaganda to be used against the American people. And then when you put it together with who said, we will know we are successful when everything the American people believe is a lie? Who was that? I can't remember who. It's a quote from some famous person. Can't remember who it was. But it all goes in together. It all fits. MJ said, hi Zena. James said the ex-Nazi Pope was better. I am Kai said this morning I realised I have a severe case of PTSD. Thought of a song that reminds me of Dad. Couldn't say the name without breaking up. Aww. James said I think Big Mike will run. Yep. Yeah, we'll run for president before they run away because they got caught. Cynthia said at least easy names somewhat to pronounce that can be rough. Oh yeah, I don't speak other languages, okay? So please excuse me if my pronunciation is really off. I'm a very faulty person. I'm not perfect. I'm very faulty. I'm not a professional anything. I've never been a professional anything. I'm just someone in my bedroom having a whinge about what's going on in the world on the internet. And finding like-minded people. So, but I have actually been given a very nice compliment in the last few days of being a professional, and I don't know, it's just very sweet. Alex said, yeah, he looked so evil with those black eyes and was allowed to quit. I think they know people don't like him to replace him with someone who looked more like John Paul II. Xenotron said, I meant Pfizer. Kaya said, there's any one of 1,000 things that just breaks my shit. James said, oh, Biden will be unable to run and Big Mike will take over. We're just waiting for that time. We know there's a change of batter coming. We just don't know when. Darren said, it looks like Trump's case will be broadcast. That means the whole world will watch live as Trump reveals the truth about there are the trials televised. There you go. We're seeing all these movies play out. Like, we're seeing a lot about trafficking of children. We're seeing a lot of corruption come out. FBI and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. That'll be good. And we need the trials. MJ said Big Mike will be turned to spaghetti. That one looks like a donut with jam in the middle. But then the fork above it or spoon or whatever. Yeah. I'm glad you told me what it was, MJ. I wouldn't have known. I can barely see it. Stu said Harrison Floyd and Pink Ford. Says Floyd is a name that's fun to say. Wonder what it means. Shannon said, saw some footage of Roger Stone going off at Trump on Space Shot 76. Really? Cynthia said, don't know some of these people. It's Australia. Enough going on here. Yeah, some of it was Australia. Xenotron said, James, Big Mike ain't run, was disbarred back in the 90s, which disqualifies her. Oh, really? Can't run. Is that true? James said, Alex, John Paul was the last real pope in my humble opinion. Xenotron, though, but are they playing by the rules or are they changing the rules to get things passed? Would they change that? Could they change that? I am Kai said, it will start legally anyway. Cynthia said, and getting fatter, pocketing, or looking like death. I am Kai said, no, James, it was the last one. Xenotron said, remember Trump said they will throw everything at us, but we will win. Hey, Charles, how you going? Cynthia said, sorry, rambling, no, not drinking. No, that's okay, Cynthia. Alex said, I think so too, James. Susan said, I'll give you a thumbs up. James said, Tron her. I didn't know that. Disbarred for what? I am Kai said, Charles. Cynthia said, there he is, death. MJ said, Kai, a lot of us going through it. We just don't speak on it. Just love her. Deb said, hello from Adelaide. Sunny, not moist. How you going, Deb? How awesome. 12,000 likes. Yeah, it didn't happen, though. I only had like 58 or 78. But someone got the... Hang on, let me see if I can find it. I'll show you what happened. YouTube's going to break soon. I swear to God. Okay, let me see. Low power. Okay, let me get it. You don't want to miss this. Look at the views and look how many likes they said. Not possible, mate. Not possible. And that's not what it was. Good on you, Carl, for sending me that, by the way. Oh, dear. 12,000 likes, my behind. Yeah, Alex said, how awesome. 12,000 likes. Shannon said, you deserve more than 12,000 likes. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. James says, Mitch the glitch. Oh, yep, Mitch McConnell. Said, hiya, Deb. Alex said, YouTube's been wobbling for a while now. Yeah, does anyone... most times when you're in a live stream, the comments will just completely go blank. And you have to retry. Or push top comments and then go back to live comments. And oh my goodness. Zentron said, we're watching what they do to people with a hip. Chip. Okay. Lols. Shannon said, Mitch Turtle. James said, CO2 is the Earth's food. Yeah, plants breathe that in and give us oxygen. And it becomes greener the more CO2 there is. So if anyone can work out what they're actually trying to do to us, well, stop us from breathing. I am Kai said, MJ, it's the knee-jerk reactions on my defensive side totally out of hand. Cynthia said hips. Chips? I don't know. Shanna said Deb. Okay, Cynthia said, please don't die, Hev. No, I'm not going anywhere. Well, if I've got any choice in the matter, I'm not going anywhere. Xanatron said those people have forgotten that they breathe too, unless they don't. Yeah, unless there's something else. You never know. Cynthia said, you rock. Alex said, what happened to your swords, Charles? And George said, hi, Deb. MJ said, hey, Deb, hope you still wave to us when you walk by TV. James said, invisible enemies, here come the government to save you. Yeah, if the government ever tells you, I'm from the government and I'm here to help you, run the other way. Seriously. The last thing you should ever do is rely on the government for help. You got to help yourself. That's what I think we're being taught that. Okay. Alex said, apologies if you're a different Charles. Cynthia says, prayers your way. Xanatron said, my C doesn't. That's right. Her C on her keyboard doesn't work. I am Kai said, she's on vacation. I'm staying in and having an egg. Oh, hang on. An EEG from the 5th to the 8th and going to meditate on this. Susie said, do you have throat thing too? Have sort of scratchy when you swallow? No, what I did have was it felt like, you know how you get something in your nose and it's it makes your eyes water and it feels like it's like sticking you inside from the inside? That's what it felt like. For one day I had it was like severe hay fever. But I think the reason I've had a blocked nose and nothing else for the last 3 weeks is because it's a sinus infection. So I don't have anything wrong with my nose. I don't really have a worse cough than I normally have. I normally have a cough from smoking, so... yeah, nothing else. It's just the nose. And I don't know if it's swollen or what. I don't know. Okay, where am I up to? Shannon said, just like a sixth sense. Darren said, if CO2 is such a problem, then why haven't they banned soda? I forgot the dollars. James said, I wish I was born in Victorian times. I'd be a dandy, lol. Oh, the chat jumped. Where am I at? Oh, good night, James. I've just seen James say good night. Hey, Facts Over Feeling, how you going? Fight like hell. I can't get back any further than that. What about this one? Can I get... Okay. I'm going back and forward here between two different chats. One on Streamlabs and one on YouTube. Carl said, I was watching behind. James said, Leonardo DiCaprio is a terrible actor, terrible. I am Kai said, I can't wait for the hammer to drop. Alex said, I think that's Matt's. Can't keep his hands to himself, Hancock. Darren, I would have taken my grandparents out if they were still here. Shannon said people who own electric vehicles or solar panels are hypocrites or have been tricked. MJ said, Alex, that is awesome. No take. Baxy's YouTube, 12,000 likes. Awesomeness. Okay, so I'm back a little bit here on this one. See if I can do it without it jumping. Oh yeah, Deb said, have you seen the closed-in fencing so you can't see what's going to happen in the Hawaiian town? Yes, I saw that this morning. Xenotron said, I'm a life-seeking white-hot laser. I shoot to kill these days. Yeah, it's like that. It's like you have a little radar that tells you when people lie. James said, Stu, if Big Kate Winslet moved over Jack, would have been okay. Lol, I did enjoy him sinking his best work. Alex said, I'm not sure what video, but we'll share if Hev says it again. I missed the video. She said, MJ, I can't remember what it was. James said, men cannot control global temperatures ever. MJ said, yeah, Deb, yes, but I don't know what to think because there is info that they may be doing nefarious or goodies. Are locking down crime scene. They have big national park there. I'm thinking it has something to do with it. I am Kai said, Hev, what was that? Again, the video. Which video? Oh, no. James said, nobody can stop the next ice age. Okay. Xenotron said there is a crazy predictive movie put out in 1968 called Wild in the Streets. It's available on YouTube. Kind of corny in today's standards, but they've pulled it off. MJ said FEMA is corrupt and pull crimes. I hope, like DC, it is to lock the baddies in. And Helping Yellowstone says, I am Kai. James said, nobody's found the missing link, big leap between ape to man. Yeah, exactly. And Cynthia said, amen, Hev. And Sheila said, amen. Flyby Stu said, hi, have no glasses, goodwill to all. Alex said, yes, trust no man. Stu said, before anything was the word, not the world. James said, have you seen Lloyd Pye? Everything you know is wrong. Yes, it's a fine presentation, a lot of good stuff about evolution. Deb said there's a deck of playing cards called the Illuminati deck. Yes, I've seen that. Okay, I'm going to just try and catch up to around where I am without it jumping. There's Facts Over Feelings. How you going, mate? Shannon said, Hollywood, you mean? James said, beautiful family, not a crackhead to be seen. Flyby Stu said, and I could go on. Lol, good evening to all. Yep, Facts Over Feelings said, Hollyweird. Deb said, I love Trump. Alex said, oh dear. Loading. James said, don't cry, Hev, lol, we'll be fine. Facts said, fight for Trump. I'm Kai said, Alex, 5x5 here. Zena said, Melania is an example of what a beautiful woman is and should be, in my opinion. Yep. Alex said, I just have a buffering screen. Oh no. Xenotron said, next time some P says, what's a woman, show them a picture of Melania. Yeah. James said, Donald J. Trump, peace be upon him, best president since Reagan. Pat said, crying for humanity, Hev. Facts Over Feelings said, keep the faith, Trump and his alliance will never stop fighting. Yeah, I know, and they will win. Zena said, Donald Trump's whole strategy was to bring power back to the people. Exactly. James said, Zena's so true, graceful First Lady, knows 4 languages, and they call us stupid, horrible people. Yeah. They put bloody Michelle Obama and Jill Biden on the picture of Time magazine or something, one of those magazines, didn't they? They wouldn't touch Melania. That is so sad. She's the most beautiful out of them all. MJ said, what have we become? What have they done? I ask this to myself every day, 100 times a day. Oh, Alex had to refresh. YouTube just had a hissy fit. James said, Midnight Cowboy song in my head now. I am Kai said, they're thinning the herd. Facts Over Feelings said, fight like hell. Cynthia said, what else besides the Midnight Cowboy? I don't know. George said, Sadiq Khan is a scumbag. You should not be the London mayor. Yeah, I got him and the other one mixed up, whoever your Prime Minister is. I am Kai said, facts, you know it, baby. Cynthia said, just know his daughter, scary. James said, eaten by a big snake and anaconda, watched by Ice Cube. Cynthia said, thank goodness he's not screaming cuss words, it's triggering. Cynthia said, love everyone. James said, Angela was a nightmare daughter. MJ said, I like when Trump says BS, lol. Cynthia said, oh, and Twitter, I think, or a bird. Zena said, we turn God into a person, have become idolaters. I can comprehend why the Jews will never speak of or write the name. All names are derivatives, God in a box. I am Kai said, you know. Xenotron said, yep, I love Donald Trump. I hated him till he entered politics. I heard his speech and the rest is history. Yes. I am Kai said, can't have our Hev got for naughty talk. Cynthia said, he's a baby. James said, she is so patronising. Nisi said, precious. I am Kai said, completely uncalled for. James said, good night everyone, peace and God bless. You too, James. Fax said, God bless this young lad and his mother. Yes, exactly. And the mother knew what she was talking about. The teacher had no idea. Even the child knew. Fax said, glad this Liberal teacher got exposed. I'm Kai said, I'd be screaming down that Chip's throat like she was day one garbage. Fax said, don't tread on Jacob. George said, over 100 schools could be closed in the UK. Really? Cynthia said, too bad, so sad, so sorry, sweet dreams, thank you, Hev. Too sad, so sorry, sweet dreams, thank you, Hev. That's okay. Are you going to bed, Cynthia? Good night if you are. I am Kai said, had to get the door. Alex said, it is possible to completely heal, but you must stay away from pharma drugs. Stu said, Max is demanding that I take him out in this sunny day. Love you and leave you. Stay positive. You too, Stu. Darren said, my cat's been stopping me chatting by sitting on the computer. Yeah, my cats do that often. They just want to get right in front of you and then just play with everything. Alex said, take care, see you soon, have a lovely walk, Stu. And George said, take care, everyone who's going. Darren said, the report didn't give a reason why the kid had so much mercury in his system in the first place. All of them, over the years. That not the only reason, but that's a lot of the reason. Xenotron said, for anyone who thinks the new world isn't here, just remember the first light is only a crack. When the rest of the sky is dark, the truth is coming out. We are winning. I agree. Xena said, as in, we are still here and we are the witnesses. Yep. MJ said, I was saying goodbye to Stu and Cynthia. Alex said, if people were told how to eat properly, exercise instead of being pumped full of pills, which is full of chalk, people would be so much better. I believe that. MJ said, Joy's voice. Oh yeah, Joy Bayer. And those women on The View all talking at the same time was just ear-jarring. It's jarring. Sena said, Obama was hatched in a laboratory. It wouldn't surprise me. Deb said, I think The View women are very rude. I do too. Alex said, sweet dreams, Cynthia. Enjoy your weekend and glad you caught the start. MJ said, interrupt over and over. Yeah, they don't let him talk. They just try and that's the same with a lot of sort of left-leaning people or far-left people. They think that talking louder and over the top of someone is a good argument. Well, it's not. It's not at all. It's not. It just shows how arrogant they are. Fax said, Trump is more intelligent than all of those pigs put together that he's surrounded by in that video. Yes, exactly. He is, and he's just trying to tell them, but they all just keep jumping in and they talk over the top of each other even and him, and it's just... No, gaggling geese. Deb said, I bet they wouldn't have Trump on today. No, definitely not. Senator said, good night, Stu and Cynthia, sweet dreams. George said, they sound like hyenas. Susie said, Whoopi's got to go. Sherry said, these women are so rude. Deb said, horrible people. I am Kai said, a bunch of hens cackling. Senator said, pigs with lipstick. Sherry said, I was going to say that, Kai, but I didn't want to offend chickens. I am Kai said, hyenas. Susie said, Kai, I see them as pit vipers. Chooks are lovely. Yep. I won't read that one, Zena. No meows to grab in that hen house. Alex said, when I was doing health and social care years ago, I read in a textbook that Whoopi was pregnant at 14, used a coat hanger. Oh no. I just lost even more respect for her, if that's possible. I have no respect for her at all, but I've lost even more now. I am Kaya, said Susie, you're so right. Missed out to lunch, jumping on to say hello to all out getting supper. Hope everyone is good. You too missed out to lunch. Alex said, I found that shocking but not surprising. Fact said, I can't believe that there are so many sheep that watch The View. Dumbest group of people on earth. MJ said, short shorts, tank top, hip swivel, lol, Ted Ross, sippy straw sip. Yep. Remember that when he was like dancing around with his little drink in his hand? And then, you know, doing this one with his little tight bike shorts, short bike shorts on. Like the ones you wear, like the ones women wear to the gym, except they were shorter, if that's possible. I don't know. Alex said, that always stuck with me, George. I'm Kai, said Alex. Holy far out. Deb said, home abortion instead of birthing at home, disgusting. Alex said, most things I've heard, I remember like it was yesterday. I'm Kai, said Whoopi is an effing monster. Zena said MJ was just too sexy for his tank top. Alex said it was an actual textbook as part of our learning, MJ. George said Whoopi always sounds angry. Zena said I stopped liking Ted Danson when he married her. I forgot about that he was married to her actually. Alex said learning how not to, I guess. Fact said Whoopi was supposed to leave America if Trump won in 2016. So were a lot of people. There were a lot of people that were supposed to leave. They're still there. Susie said, Alex, I didn't know that. Her own daughter had a baby at 14. Whoopi became grandma at 34. She just called herself Whoopi Goldberg because she said Jews got treated better in Hollywood. She's a baddie. Alex said, I used to think she was quite funny in Jumping Jack Flash, but she's disturbed quite badly, George. Yeah, that's what I used to like her in the movies, but when she opened her mouth and became political, that was the end of it. I didn't like her anymore. MJ said, I believed you, Alex. She's horrid and said that 12 or 13-year-old R-worded by Rosemary baby director was her fault after they drugged her. I watched on the spew. She is a horrid thing. I remember hearing that. And Oprah saying that children that get molested enjoy... I'm like, seriously, what is wrong with these people's brains? And then there was that... I've got to look it up. There was that guy who studied it. Studied on children. Sex on children, like that type of thing, you know? These people are disgusting. Facts said if Trump wins 2024, maybe she'll leave the earth. I hope so. Alex said, still there then? Darren said, in Star Trek, Q called Whoopi a witch. George said, I never thought much of her acting. Alex said, I've heard that a few times. People will leave the country if XYZ. Yep. MJ said, really, Darren? She wore purple a lot on that show. Wasn't she in The Colour Purple, the movie? Sanders said, did anyone see that award show the other night when the host called Ron DeSantis a grand wizard, then backtracked? Oh, really? Fax said, how in the hell Ted Danson married Whoopi is beyond me. MJ said he's very linked to the Bush family, wouldn't shock me if so. MJ said Ted must like evil. Alex said, I watched Jumping Jack Flash as a child and was quite funny, but I don't like and have never really liked films, George. George said, no, Zena. Zena said, my father was the grand poobah of something called the Buffalo Club. I will have to look into it. He brought his special hat home once and showed us. Is that like the Simpsons? Was it the Simpsons? I can't remember. I'm sure he was in one of those clubs at one time. Facts over feelings, said MJ. True. Susie said Ben Fulford said today that Canada has now been taken over and our internet is completely censored. He said most Canadians don't even know it. Alex said everything's so corrupt. Well, go on Google and do a search, right, of anything. And then look at how many search results come up. It'll be like millions and millions, or if not billions, right? And then scroll as far as you can. You'll get to the 44th or 45th page and it'll stop. There'll be no more search results. So where are the rest of the millions of search results gone? They're censoring it. Alex said everything's so corrupted. George said, okay, Alex. Roscoe, how you going? Heaven sent love. This channel beat my case on Scottish police corruption 100%. Judge AR agreed it on my page, buddy. We push back. Justice Farrell and Kaiser are allowed to visit my family in America. That's good. You beat your case on Scottish police corruption. Good on ya. Cena said, could have been the Freemasons under disguise. Could have been an offshoot, maybe. Susie said, Zena, that was a Masonic offshoot. MJ said, Susie, heard about that. Europe too. Roscoe said, agreed on my page, I meant. Yep. George said, yeah, Alex, we live in a corrupt world. MJ said, I love those bird sounds. Oh, they go mad sometimes here. Alex said, I do like truth in movies on Jay Dreamer's channel. Interesting to see it so blatantly in people's faces, yet people still can't see. Susie said, MJ, it's crazy how asleep the normals are. Alex said, they think it's entertainment. Yeah, there's truth in movies. Oh, my stomach's going again. MJ said, in 1988 there was a movie called The Lady in White based on New York. Mind-blowing. Really? I have to write that one down too. The Lady in White. Xanatron said everybody in town are at his funeral. The church overflowed. Don't know why. I didn't think he was a very nice man. Makes sense for Meow. I understand what was happening. Oh, it jumped again. Where was I up to? Go back. There's some funny comments in here. Okay, I'm back to where I was. Okay. Alex said, yeah, I know, it's hard not to see. It's everywhere, George. MJ said, crimes against Littleys, Mason rings, welder trade. It is blatant. Newspaper with reports on missing Littleys and trash bin covered blatant. Harvard, Stanford, etc. Tells. Roscoe said, Bush Senior was leader of CIA. Remember that. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Yep. Susie said, haven't seen Timmy around in ages. I know. I hope he's all right. Along with a lot of other people I haven't seen for ages. I hope everyone's all right. If you're just watching quietly, that's fine, but I hope everyone's okay. Alex said, this sort of thing's been going on since forever. People keep distracted. Xenatron said, also found out that he was a druid. My grandfather was one and only the firstborn. Could keep the lines. So my elder sister, who I think may have been initiated, I don't have much to do with family anymore, or you don't have one to do with family anymore. Alex said, impeccable as always, haven't sent. Oh, thank you. Xenatron said, my sister is a decent person though, secretive but decent, I think, lols. Shannon said, 6-day movie, truths about cloning. 6-day. I remember watching a movie called Cloned. 6-day movie. See if I can find these things. Alex said, they still play that on the radio here in UK. Rasputin song. Someone remixed it. Banger. Yeah, they still play it here on some of our radio stations. Like WSFM. It used to be called 2WS, but it's now WSFM. Roscoe said, George, hello, pal. Alex said, lost in translation. Zena said, Susie, could have been just a local drinking club with strange petty BS, but that hat. George said, Boney M. Alex said, is that who sang it, George? Zena said, Fanny, because it's shaped like a fan. George said, yeah, as far as I know, Alex. Roscoe said, Biden's not in control 100%, My sister said exactly what happened as an American citizen, so I trust her judgment. I'm for Trump and he loves the Scottish. He does. He loves the English people, the Scottish people. Alex said, I love music. Alex said, shame it got so demonic recently. George said, was a hit back in the 70s. Alex said, I have to turn off certain songs, especially that backwards music. Roscoe said, Trump's got balls, 100% facts. Yeah, he does. The only one with enough to get in there and do what he should do. What needs to be done. What am I doing my lighter now? MJ said, Alex, I listen to a lot of cover songs. Some are amazing. Alex said, they don't even put backwards talk in Dora the Explorer music. Oh, they even put... Did they really? MJ said, biggest, B-A... Oh, biggest. He's got the biggest balls of them all. I don't know if anyone's heard of AC/DC's song, Big Balls. Hilarious, but yeah. I believe that's Trump. And he's got the biggest balls of them all. Xenotron said separate bedrooms keeps the romance alive. You are at there or they are at yours. Susie says, Xena, those old secret orders are weird. My mum's first husband came from a Rosicrucian family and he was a horrible person. Alex said, they're really trying to push their agenda by any means possible. Just be aware it's in everything. Roscoe said, my other channel is needing me have and sent. Keep up the great content. You too, Roscoe. Have a good one. Alex said, I prefer cover music. George said, if you play certain vinyls backwards, there are messages. Yep, Roscoe. Catch you later, pal. Everyone's saying, bye, Roscoe. Xenotron said, I've recently discovered some terrible things that happened and it's unnerving. I want to look into it, but don't know if I have... as I have a lot of repressed memories. Oh, okay, Zeta, be careful. Alex said, how's the new kitty? Hope he stops spraying. No, he won't until he's desexed. So, I've either got to try and catch him and put him in a kitty carrier and take him up to the vet and get him done, which I can't afford, or just let him stay outside. Because every time he comes in, he sprays, and I'm like, oh, no. I've been alcohol wiping everything because I just caught him doing it to one of my walls, right? And so I got alcohol wipes and I immediately started cleaning the bloody area. I don't want my house smelling like that, man. Deb said, I'm with you, Hev, love Trump. Zena said, you know, Hev, I was in Tassie when Trump won in 2016. The anti-Trump rhetoric was all I heard, and when Biden won, they were happy and they were saying, at least we got Biden. I so want to mock. Yeah, I had friends that were actually hoping Biden won. I hope they're bloody happy now. Everyone's suffering. They'll be back now saying, oh no, I wasn't supporting him. No. And I heard this morning, it's just like, no one really likes Biden, but they were so anti-Trump they had to vote for Biden. Susie said, Zena, if it's too scary or painful, don't force it. In the future, I think there'll be a type of medbed that can help with the mental stuff. MJ said, Engineer Humanidad Chan put on closed captioning, tidbits of info, amazing info, Black Desert in Jordan. Alex said, I don't know how anyone could go back to sleep. I've contemplated a few times about being oblivious. It's hard to enjoy life knowing it's full of so much evil. Exactly. MJ said, desert, not dessert. Oh my. Susie said, oh, have I just noticed your chair? You're sitting on an actual Yeti. Yeah, it's a big chair. It's a big Yeti. Oh, I found out yesterday. I was on a channel just listening because I had a really bad headache. So I was just listening to a girl called Kim Strippin, right? She's a Canadian, lovely lady. And we were talking about kangaroos, and I found out that the kangaroo, the actual genus name of the kangaroo means Bigfoot. Pretty interesting. Shannon said the Rock eats little babies, has Moloch tattoos, and 2 tattoos on the Rock in Moana movie I copied from his father, a Satanist. Oh, really? George said, I bet they don't put any money into the fund for Maui. I don't know. I don't know if they were asking the public for donations. And even if they say they're putting money in, I don't believe they are. They're doing it for themselves. Darren said, it took a lot of cats to make that chair, Susie. Oh no, definitely not cat chair. Alex said, I genuinely only look forward to this chat and a couple of others because I know I'm going to get real people who think similar to me and know how corrupt it is. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Definitely, that I could also say that to all of you guys. I genuinely look forward to chatting with you guys because I know there are people here that think similarly to me and know how corrupt it is. So thank you for being here. Asana said, there's another Black Mirror episode when the political candidate is a cartoon animation and he wins. I don't think I've seen that one. I'm going to have to do it when I'm going down. In 2 weeks' time, I won't be here for about a week and a half. I have to go and look after my mum because my daughter's going away for 8 days. So that starts not next Thursday, the Thursday after. But until then, I'll be here as much as I can. MJ said, Alex, you're pretty awesome yourself. Yep, I reckon. Xenotron, you all are. Xenotron said, I think I'll have to watch it again. It was years ago. Darren said, be careful with past memories. Xena, if your brain's repressed a memory, it was to protect you. Alex said, I remember everything like it was yesterday, Darren. Xena said, Alex, I feel the same. You can get real here. MJ said, ooh, I've got a dad joke to pass on for mum's dad. For mum's dad's cute. Oh, it's Father's Day tomorrow, so I won't be here tomorrow either. I've got to go and see my dad. Alex said, very hard stuff to forget. Shannon said, I can't feel my face when I sniff glue. Well, I wasn't sniffing glue, Shannon. I nearly called you Alex, my goodness. Sheila said, I know we're being censored. You're right along of Canadians are not aware of anything. A lot of Australians aren't either. They don't even know. Darren said, Alex, sometimes it feels like my whole life has passed within a day. And Deb's laughing at Shannon. Xena said, free energy is better than green. Susie said, Hev, you need lots of hot drinks. Lemon and honey works wonders. I will do that, actually. Someone said lem sip, and I should have gone and got it, and I didn't. I'm just a bit, it's a bit, things are hard at the moment, so my son had a payment problem the other day, and so he couldn't, give me shopping money or anything like that, the rent or anything, so it was like, oh, shit, here we go again. I've been here before, it's all right, I'll deal with it. It's just insane. Xena said, free energy is better than green. Yep, I read that. And the lemon and honey, yep. Alex said, I know what you mean, Darren. MJ said, why do monsters not like to take a bite out of ghosts? Because they taste like sheets. Sheila said, supposed to be a lot, not a long. Okay. George said, free energy won't make any money for the rich. Xena said, throw a couple of cloves and garlic and a bit of apple cider vinegar with Susie's concoction. Oh, okay. Sounds interesting. Xena said, George, I don't care about them anymore, not factoring them into my equations. Alex said, I can literally slip back into most memories and play them like a video. It's cool, but also a burden and hard to switch off. Xena said, Hev, one day it's $1.89, the next day it's $2.19. Magic, just like that, the government rakes in 30 cents a litre windfall. Exactly, that's why it's happening. Taxes. Most of it's taxes. And it's been going on a cycle for years. What happens is they start, say, at $2.19 the petrol per litre. And then over the next 2 weeks, it slowly goes down till it hits about $1.89. And then it goes back up again. It's insane. I'm pretty sure that oil doesn't, you just pay a certain amount for oil, but they keep putting it up and down. And Xenotron said, I wish they made it that easy for us to make money. MJ said, yeah, they're not even an equation. I like that. Xena said, not sure if we have the discipline as a species yet to handle free energy. The perfect balance will be he who gathers much has none to spare, and he who gathers little has no lack. The sweet spot for human life. Alex said, basically Abel gave abundantly and without knowing for sure that there would be anything at all coming later for him. Alex said that any more animals would even be born. Cain's offering did not please God because it was simply not made in faith. Oh, okay. George said we could have had free energy over 100 years ago. I think they did, way back. Alex said Abel gave his first flock. Deb said we did have free energy, that's why there was a mud flood to put us under control. Sina said yes, George, and they have deliberately withheld that and then sent our societies down this road of destruction called petroleum. Deb said, we love our Hev. Oh, God love you. I love you too, guys. Sina said, Deb, yeah, we sure do. Hev, we love you. Oh, God love yous. You're all doing it. MJ too. Oh, God love yous. Much love to you guys too. Sina said, Hev, it'll only be good if the right questions are asked. Sina said, with all Trump's lawyers being indicted, will they still be able to be his lawyers? I don't know. Xenotron said, yes, Hev, it is true. Alex said, oh, was it a glitch? 12,000 likes? Yeah, YouTube. It's having a spasm, I think. Deb said, 10:33 a.m. Adelaide, sunny, 22 degrees and not moist. I've got 10 degrees here. Whew. Shannon said, YouTube's always broken and it was designed that way. MJ said, that is wild, 12,000. I love it though. Yeah, it would have been nice if it was actually true. Alex said, maybe it was real though and YouTube suppressed it. Well, you never know. I don't know. Shannon said, are you going to see Sound of Freedom, Debs? I've got to go and see that too. Susie said, did God look more favourably on Abel because animal sacrifices are more pleasing to God than offerings of food in the Old Testament? I can't remember. I'm going to have to go back and listen to it. I think Alex just explained it there. MJ said, how did King post and then his stuff disappear? What do you mean, King post and then his stuff disappear? Alex said, yeah, life's glitch far more than they ever have recently. The lives, okay. Sheila said, antibiotics, wow, when I get a sinus infection, my daughter prescribes an inhaler and nose spray. Really? Maybe I just need to go to the pharmacy and get a nose spray. Deb said, the new emoji on the right-hand side blocks the message until it moves up. Yes, the little heart thing at the bottom. I've noticed that. George said, a glitch in the matrix. MJ said, it's annoying, huh, Deb? I can't see until the chat moves. MJ said, a lot of littlies are having strep right now. Really? Alex said, I think his message was accidentally blocked by a mod, but that in turn deletes every other message. That's why I only delete bots. Lol, he's also deleted his own messages, MJ. Oh, really? Susie said, when you get sick, if you take medication, you'll be better in a week. If you take nothing, you'll be right as rain 7 days. So same either way. Deb said, you went sure, Shannon, I know too much already. See things, can't unsee. I am an empath. MJ said, you might think me a doofus, but I don't know. You could do that. I can try. Alex said, no one's a doofus. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Robin, how you going? Shannon said, Hev's Mexican jumping chat. It is. It's just insane if you could see it from my end when it jumps. Xenotron said, I got tricked with an electric scooter. Kind of scared to charge it up at the moment. Not sure why, though. MJ said, gut feeling, Xena? Are you worried it might catch on fire or something? I don't know. Put it outside and charge it? I don't know. Deb said, the video of the boy in school, what was it about? You couldn't hear. Oh, he had the Gadsden flag on the back, which is, I believe, when the US had their revolution and broke free from British rule. And the teacher tried to say it was racist. Don't know. I don't know, Deb, if you get a chance, maybe go back with earphones. I don't know, I could hear it with earphones, but very, very faintly. That's why I stopped in the middle of it and said, I don't know if you guys can hear this. Alex said, Yobs just use those scooters to rob people these days. They are everywhere now. Maria, how you going? Who can't sleep, but I caught Hev live. Yeah, it's 2:12 here in England. Oh, it's late. Sina said, I preferred my moped scooter. Smarty Pants said, indications are that Trump is a Freemason, is a controller position, or is really resisting the Illuminati. I believe the second part, Smarty Pants. Sorry, that's your name. I'm not being Smarty Pants myself, but that's the name. I do think he's resisting. MJ said no one really talked about food tonight. Thank God, my stomach's been grumbling as it is, but not as much as it normally does when you talk about food. Alex said, hey Maria, I'm in the UK too, but I'm living on Aussie time right now. Yeah, it is 11:44 a.m. in the nearly lunchtime, and I haven't had breakfast yet. Oh, I did eat before I came on. John Miller said, thumbs up, thank you, John. Deb said the old fella has gone to onto the scooter. There are 5 or 6 at the pub, aka hubby daycare. Darren said, there is no food, MJ, it's a famine today. Maria said, lol, Alex, I'm still in training. Sana said, but Melania does not want to associate with most publications. Yeah, that's fair enough. MJ said, Darren, you're quiet lately. Teresa said, old birdie here, have to watch in my morning. 18 hours a day, this oldie needs rest. Good night, dear one. Oh, you too, Teresa. Have a good sleep. Darren said, I have a lot of feline distractions tonight, MJ. Maria said, Trump told Carson he didn't arrest Hillary because he didn't think it was right to arrest an opponent. He's going to have the stones this time around. Deb said, Tarot by Janine Raven said the fire was also targeting people like synthetic. I don't know, I don't trust tarot cards. Is that what you mean? She reads tarot cards? George said Rishi Sunak is the Prime Minister, another twat. Yeah. I don't know why I got your mayor and that mixed up. London mayor and... Alex said, sleep well, Teresa. Darren said, Maria, this time around you can throw the book at them. Yeah, exactly. Maria said, getting a little black-pilled lately, especially since Maui. Susie said, I wish I had a feline distraction. Alex said, I know what you mean, Maria. Maria said, I hope he does, but there might be a few more Mauis by 2024. Alex said, cats are so funny, Susie. Xenotron said, yes, Maria, he will, because when he entered, he thought he knew these people. Now he's gotten to know them better. Xena said, what Hillary said will be true. If that bastard gets in, we'll all hang her words. Yep. MJ said, please, God, no more Mauis, please. I know, I'm thinking the same thing. But there's a big thing coming. Big scare. I don't think it's happened yet. I've tried to look over everything and I've said to myself, could that have been it? Could that have been it? Could that have been... No, the whole world. I think it'll be a nuclear, but not on the country, above the countries. Zena said, Maria, they're evil. You can count on it. Ask God to hide you. Darren said, I wonder when they'll attempt Trump assassination. Yeah, I hope not. Alex said, I can't stand hearing talking over each other. Yep. Susie said, they're hilarious. Alex had a Turkish Angora and he always jumped in the bath with me, loved bubbles and swimming around. Wow. Maria said they've been unable to stop opposition to them in the West, Cena, so now they created BRICS to reverse polarity. The West will be the third world now and the East will be where we used to be. Deb said, I'll never take calcium supplements after seeing how they use people from liquidation. Oh. Darren said, you need calcium, Deb. Maria said, I hope POTUS understands they are not his former friends. They never were and he needs to take them all down. Xenotron said, when you try and shut them up, they say, you don't know what I was going to say, and I say, yes, I do. Well, I agree. Alex said, I think sadly there might be, especially as we know so much they want to turn everything into 15-minute cities. Fire is such a devastating thing and probably why they chose it. We see them, though. Yeah, I'm just definitely not hoping for fire this year up here, where I am, because it's, very bushy out there. Susie says cycling shorts are not a good look on any man. Deb said, I have natural food for my calcium. George said, I heard 2 women talking over each other outside my flat early hours of the morning, shouted out, shut up. Yeah, I would too. Alex said, oh, my cats love the bath and the sink. John said, light up the doobie. John said, watch the movie. MJ said, we see far, don't we? They said it themselves, we see. Xenotron said, Maria, I'm pretty sure if they think they can openly talk about assassination, cold-blooded murder of President Trump, kind of thinking that is a criminal act, he won't let it go, it's personal. Shannon said, Whoopi Goldberg in its movie, the telephone had a pet owl, Moloch. Alex said, we see it all. MJ said, did they listen, George? Senator said, Oprah said, if you do it right, they won't even know it happened. The Kinsey report. That's it, the Kinsey report. I'll look that up and I'll do a bit of a video on that, along with the finders, which I've just sort of left there. I will do it, it's just stopped. Susie said, the main thing about Whoopi Goldberg is she's a comedian, but she isn't funny at all. George said, yeah, MJ lol. Luna said, both Whoopi and Oprah were in Colour Purple. Oh, there you go. Whoa, it jumped again. Okay, where am I? I was back a bit. Hey, Keck Rangel, how you going? Geez, how far back was I? There you go. Alex said, they can't fool everyone. Deb said, Flintstone. Deb said, Buffalo Club was in the Flintstone. Oh, Flintstones, that's it. Alex said, Google will show you everything if you know what to ask. Sandra said, not sure if it was actually Grand Poobah, but it was Grand something. I might have gotten Poobah from The Simpsons, but it was like that. Alex said, nothing is truly hidden. Deb said, I love your chair cover. Yeah, it's just a blanket over the chair. Lovely fluffy blanket. Sandra said, yeah, I'm not sure what it was. About 1 year ago, they had a big Christmas party and everyone would get a present. They would have a party with Santa. Susie said, Grand Poobah is made up term from Happy Days. The dad, Howard, was in a secret club called the Elks, I think. Yeah, it's come from somewhere. Darren said, they had me fooled in my youth, but eventually things didn't add up and I started seeing through the narrative. Yeah, me too. Sandra said, well, whatever was on TV was real. In your childhood? Sandra said, Hev, watch Wild in the Streets, seriously. Okay, did I write that one down? No, hang on. Was Whoopi Goldberg in a movie, or was it the same one we mentioned, with the PCP type, angel dust type thing? What was that movie? Was that the same one we were talking about? Someone can let me know. Shannon said, G'day Deb's fam, which is also our fam. And Deb said, my family, say hi to all. Susie said, Fred Flintstones and Archie Bunker were in secret society as well. They called it the Lodge. MJ said, hi to quiet lurkers too, definitely. George said, hey Deb's family. Zena said, yeah, he went to a lodge. Alex said, I think everything's full of truth. You just have to see it for what it is, Zena. Deb said, there are a few clone movies. John Miller said, The Sixth Day with Arnold. Darren said, we have a lodge in almost every town. Susie said, when I first heard Boney M. Shannon said, The Sixth Day is a Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Deb said, good movie, Shannon. Alex said, yeah, they put stuff about hell backwards on Dora, but I had to turn it off, so I don't know what it was saying fully. I turn off everything like that, which could go into the subconscious. Susie said, what's your new kitty called, Hev? I haven't named him yet. Cat Rangel said, my feral cats did not spray here at all. I made it clear that I spray in here if anyone... Deb said, eucalyptus oil helps with cat smells. Yeah, I just don't want them to do it in the first place. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Alex said, I say bring all the memories forward. It'll make you stronger. Pray to God for guidance. He will be with you. Maria said, lol, hey, Sir Keck, my favourite frog. Keck said, greetings, Maria Ingram, my baby. Zena said, let's hope that people hate Biden so much this time around they'll vote for Trump in spite. I hope so. MJ said, kangaroo means Bigfoot, so they have dibs. So they really are Bigfoot, but they're kangaroos. Everyone's saying hello to each other there. Susie said, The Rock and Oprah announced they gave $10 million to Maui relief. Yeah, okay, they announced they gave $10 million. I think they lie. Or if not, it's going into their own pocket. It's a way of money laundering. Susie said, hey, Keck, where have you been? Can't you, when you donate, can you get it back in tax, like tax-deductible donations? I'm just wondering. Susie said, hey, Keck, where have you been? Keck says, greetings, Hev, greetings, Keck. Maria said, Susie, Fraser, blessings they gave to their relief funds, so they gave to themselves. Zena said, just how heap are these billionaires? Darren said, if you want to find Bigfoot, just ask the shoe manufacturer where they sell the size 15 boots. Deb said, I 100% agree. Thank you all for the love from Hev family. Oh, God love you. Alex said, I've always had God in my life, who has been the only mentor I needed. I think people have put too much trust in man, woman, and now look at all the quacks pretending to care. Sandra said, Maria, that's so despicable. Keck said, Susie, just a little thing as part of the Manhattan Meme Project. Susie said, yes, Zena, the billionaire is handing out Costco pillows and pledging a pittance compared to her actual wealth. What a load of crap. Instead of giving money, why doesn't she offer some of her land to people to rebuild on? Give it back to the people. Keck said, yes, we are cheering on the Blade Runners. Alex said, sorry to hear that, Hev. Hope you managed to sort it out. None of us should have to pay any bills. It's corporations taking the pee. Maria said, the Blade Runners have destroyed a quarter of the ULEZ cameras and I'm calling them theft preventers. Sir Keck came up with that idea, lol. I reckon good on them. The Blade Runners. Susie said, you deserve all good things, Hev. I wish I could take your financial burdens away. I'm in the same boat. Man, when will this nonsense end? I know. It's okay. We've got to go through, you know, things. I've been through it before. I can do it again. It's all right. Just hang in there. Alex said they have only got to where they are, plundering all the land. We had free energy 100%. Keck said, oh, baby, well, that is what they are doing after all. Maria said, now for the 5G. Deb said, our petrol comes down to 165 and then to 250. You really get down to 165. Lucky you, Deb. Then it goes to 215. Ours is higher. The low's higher and the high's higher. Alex said, this time in history makes me sick. MJ said, I love that laugh. Do it again. Which one? Well, the comment's too quick to be the mwah. And I don't know the other one. Maria said, yes, indeed, Sir Keck. Alex said, if I don't laugh, I'll surely cry. Been there too many times. Maria said, Hev has a special laugh. It makes us all feel better, yeah. MJ said, Hev, be careful with nose sprays and pharma, please. Yes. No, if I was going to get a nose spray, it would be a saline nose spray. Maria said, Alex, if you get sad, just imagine the mullet tribunal works for me. Xenotron said, I haven't seen anything from King this whole hat. Oh. MJ said, I hope he is healing and well. Yeah, definitely. I mean, sometimes I disagree with what he says, but that doesn't mean I don't like you if I disagree with what you say. Honestly, I hope that's not what's happened. Because we can agree to disagree any time. It doesn't mean I don't like you. Susie said, the fine mist salt water up your nose or neti pot rinse will sort out your sinuses. Okay, I might try fine mist salt water up the nose with one of those trigger sprays. I can imagine it. Oh no, blocking the other side just made it really block. Okay. Maria said, King Charles is now known as the Queen and also Herm. He's transitioning to look more like his mother every day. I do not want to see his final form. Alex said, I think because Abel had faith in God and giving his firstborn lamb, not knowing if there would be any more, meant that Abel had complete faith in God and was rewarded. Sherry said, the teachers had to apologise to that little boy. Good, I hope they did. Keck said, I seen the queuing in the bog. Alex said, Cain just picked what he found on the way back and wasn't really bothered what he had to offer God. That's how I see it, Susie. Deb said, yep, pride flag that keeps changing to add pedo, etc. is okay. Darren said, no, Alex, God simply preferred meat. That's what I thought. Because he always said the lamb, you know, feed with food and that, you know. He was always talking about the lamb as food. Keck said, greetings Sherry Tackett, have you seen Juliet and the gang? Maria said, the queuing takes a personal toilet seat with him when he travels. Maybe it's lizardy shaped. Alex said, it's up to everyone how they interpret everything. That's what I think too, honestly. Deb said, 11:15 Adelaide, still not moist. Sherry said, no, Keck, I haven't been worried about her. No, I haven't been worried about her. Keck said, the queuing is undergoing a difficult transition with the hormones and all. Maria said, Trump is not only our best option, he's our only option, exactly. Susie said, I'm going to reread Genesis, Alex. Saying, oh, jumped again. Jeez Louise. Okay, I'm back. Xenotron said, Maria, and can you name another on Earth at the moment who can do it the way Donald Trump can? If Trump can't do it, there's no one else. Dara said, God's instruction on sacrifices called for the best animals to be sacrificed. He was pleased by the odour of the burnt flesh and fat, though he did like the burnt grain with olive oil too. There you go. Susie said, what is the big scare? Some say fake alien invasion, they keep saying October. Well, either that, holograms of fake alien invasion, Jesus coming, or nuclear. Let off in the atmosphere, I believe, or in the ocean maybe, I don't know. I honestly, we'll know it when we see it, I think. Or maybe not, knowing me. I just keep going back going, is that the big scale? What about that one? What about that one? What about that one? I'm trying to make this quicker than it is. It's not working. Maria said, yes, Xenotron, he's our POTUS no matter where we are in the world, blessings. Xena said, I mean, the story in Revelation, there is great sorrow in heaven as there was no one to open the seals, but then one was brought forward as those slain, figuratively speaking. MJ said, holy shit, look up 12,000 in Gematria. What does it mean? Can you tell me? Oh, my keyboard's off again. Because of cats. Okay. Calculate. Consistent to their min is one dipole, one telescope, antenna, inductive tuning, Kelly, 5-arm style in all worldwide motion detectors now, corona lockdown, due altered fractal sensory mind antenna flot. What? This is what the word 12,000 means. Organ transplants by themselves, L ready to cancer, not unlike in its wait to happen side to side, low immune, demic fares, no mere invite immunosuppressives, but such by themselves. Like they're not one words, they're like, oh hang on. Oh, results by Jewish gematria. My goodness, there's a lot of words there. Marajik Oskam Tamboza, no anagram to Julia, David, Simon, Mara, Maria, Lemao, Vonk, but 3168, Julius, Fractal Wealth at Seafish, Water Boxy, the Sorial Water Bubbles, Byway, Underway, Roadway and Runway, Underpass and Through, Not, Apart, explicitly seen to with the plane on it underneath, yet uncrippled? I don't know. I see Newfoundlands in there. Newfoundlands, Subbut, O'Mary, Snares, by now. Oh my goodness. Is that... How do we get it to like, oh, hang on. Oh, I don't know. Help me out here. Help me out, guys. I don't know. Go back to the comments. Maria said, this morning on Twitter X there is a video of Demi Moore kissing a young boy so sick. I've seen that years ago. It is. She's actually giving him a passionate kiss and it's disgusting. He's only young, really young. Zeta said, Darren Booker, who wrote the instructions, they are not written in Genesis, perhaps later in Deuteronomy, but not in Genesis. Susie said, when will you be on again, Hev? Probably Monday, I'm thinking. Xenotron said, Maria, I saw that video in 2015, Monday, which is probably your Sunday, if you're in the US or UK. Alex said, I was going to say, Jesus, God paid the ultimate sacrifice. I'm so grateful we won't ever have to do that again, Darren. MJ said, yeah, who was the young boy too? That's a weird one too, yep. Darren said, no, not in Genesis, Cena. I think it's first mentioned in Exodus, but could be as late as Leviticus. Zena said, so how was Cain to know? Carl said, I'm back, Hev. The hidden king is back. Joseph Gregory Hallett. Yeah, I don't trust him. Maria said, lol, Susie Frazier, the invasion already happened with the Black Eye Club. Does that explain their psycho smiles? Alex said, welcome back, Carl. Susie said, Greg Hallett owes his dear mum 30 grand. Shannon said, cleaning my 6-bay shed so dusty, charging RC batteries, getting ready for my son's birthday, pumping up motorbike tyres, and listening to Hev, who said men can't multitask. Did I say men can't multitask? I can't multitask. I've got to concentrate on one thing at a time or I'm useless. Oh shit, got to turn the keyboard off, the cat's on the way. Okay, Darren said, asked if Jesus hasn't made that sacrifice, then we probably wouldn't have any hope. Senator said, Carl, Anthony, welcome back, Your Highness. Maria said, yes, Darren, blessings. Alex said, yeah, 2 hopes, Bob and no. Bob hope and no hope. Darren said, Zena Cain didn't know. There wasn't even a law against murder. No one had ever done it before. Darren said, and Bob Hope is dead. Zena said, there's so much worse to these condensed sentences than we'll ever be able to unpack, Darren. Alex said, I don't like them promoting so much dark because I was sucked in once not knowing how wrong it was. Shannon said, oh yeah, also installing a solar light. Zena said, now Hev, how dare you be so generous with Oprah's wealth? Yeah, exactly. How dare I? Where am I up to? Susie said, Maria, the scare event is supposed to be an event the entire world will be able to see in the sky with the naked eye. Fake alien invasion's #1, but apparition of Virgin Mary's also been mentioned, as has Jesus come back. You can't drink my cup of tea, I'm not going to let you. My cat loves drinking my cup of tea. Maria said, lol, Xenotron, I have ideas too. Xena said, an alien more effective. Mary, no, not enough believe in that lie. Alex said, King will be back. He's hopefully just taking time out. I hope so. Hope he's all right. Deb said, the old fella hates it when I say I'll agree to disagree. Well, it's the best way out of an argument. You won't have an argument, and you both believe different things. It's the only way to peacefully do it, is agree to disagree. Darren said, Tucker may be right about nuclear war, the ultimate way to force control over everyone. Alex said, what did God say to Cain after, though? That was the first, Darren. Senator said, eat a few crystals of Himalayan salt raw every day, help your electrical charge. I've been drinking hydrolytes, which has the electrolytes in it, the salts and the sugars and everything that you need. Carl said, when you read Genesis, understand the firmament, the world ain't round. Alex said, Rasputin's song has just come onto the music station I'm listening to. MJ said, that's weird. Darren said, I can't remember what he said, Alex. I know he sent him into exile with God's mark so that he would be safe. Darren said, Rasputin liked the ladies, Alex. Deb said, the Indian has landed on the moon and sent a pic of flat earth from space. It was all CGI. Susie said, what do you mean, Carl? Oh, it's cold. My candle went out. Sonia said, maybe the rabbis can teach us a thing or two. I mean, they're the ones chosen to preserve the truth. What do they say about what happened to Cain and Abel? Xenotron said, probably not anything like we think. Probably. I'm probably right out there too. Where's I up to? Where am I? Down, it didn't jump that much. Keck said we've been deflating the alien bit We all know the aliens come when the Democrats are in danger of losing and the election is coming after then they go 24 bye-bye. Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but they normally use like aliens as a distraction from like JFK, 9/11. You know, the big things that people start digging into, they try and distract them with an alien something or other. Darren said everything's on a flat on a picture. Alex said, I just find it funny, we were talking about Rasputin's song earlier and it came on. Deb said, have you watched Boys from Brazil? I think it's about cloning. You watch, it'll come up in my recommended on YouTube now. Because I'm talking about it, you know, they listen. Darren said, Zena, the rabbis have a lot in their minds working out why their people turned away from God over and over. Maria said, oh, I was going to say the cat got up but only to go see Hev and she's attacking my earphones again. Shannon said, no, it was... Okay, I'm not reading that, Shannon. Thickus with a D on the, a D on the next one. Susie said, I've heard for years that Demi Moore was Hollywood child prostitute herself. Yacht Girl seems quite disassociated, probably no core personality left. Keck said, proud boast most Kekistadi men multitask like a MFer. Oh, it jumped again. Maria said, oh, your cat is so lovely, Hev. Oh, thank you. She's a sweetie. Aren't you? Yes, you are. Give me head bumps all the time. Keck said, watch this, Hev, go spray. What? Deb said, hello, Kitty Bottom. Keck said, G-I-N. Keck said, oh, she nearly fell off the table. Keck said, it failed, lol. I was just bumping my arms. And Pat said, tip some tea in a saucer for her. Yep. I don't have a saucer. But I should. Alex said, basically the land would never yield after Cain and he was a fugitive. Deb said, now Kitty's head. Susie said, who has a white tippy tail? I think it's Kitty. She does. Oh, yeah, the very tip. Oh, the very, very little tip. Darren said, well, he didn't get away easy, Alex. George said, looks like Hev is sitting on the abominable snowman. Yes. I hunted him down and I got his fur. So just, no, I'm joking. So just said, Darren's Christians have a lot of problems trying to sort out their theology. His is why there are about 8,000 different brands of Christianity. Maria said, lol, maybe George, blessings. Alex said, did he though? Maria said, Hev was ignoring her meowsy paws, so now comes the kitty attack. Susie said, we've just had that guy testifying before Congress about seeing aliens. What's his name? Grush was his name, I think. There you go. See a little white tip on the tail? There you go. The little baby. Oh, my sweetie. What you doing? Hey? What you doing? You're just getting all cutie and yes, he is. But you're not going to drink my cup of tea now, are you? No, you're going to spill it on me. She just did. Oh, no. Okay. Maria said, lol, tail wars. Darren said, true, Zena, the only thing they should think about... Oh, she's making me click on things now. The only thing they should think about is how the Bible shows that we prosper when we serve God and suffer when we forget God. Well, that's what my life has shown me. My whole life experience. When I went away from God, everything went really downhill, badly, in my whole life. Like, just went really downhill. And then when I came back to believing in God, my life went right again. So Shannon said, what, no Monty Python quotes? 'Tis but a scratch. Susie said, some cats like to be worn around the neck like a scarf. If you ever tried that, she might like it. My other little cat that passed away used to do that, Peppy. He used to jump up on my shoulder and stand there, and then his legs here and his front paws here. And Maria said, oh, sweetie paws talk about me, humans, mission accomplished. Alex said, Monty Python makes me cringe. Zena said, Darren, yeah, I think Deuteronomy 28 is a good start. Zena said, or around that part anyway. I'm going to stand like the Statue of Liberty because my cat will knock the cuppa out of my hand. No, she's going to try and get up there to me cuppa. No way. No way. Okay. Shanna said, Hev reads just the tip. What? Alex said, same, heaven sent, God makes everything better. Yep. Susie said, God is great and God wins. He does. And with that, I'm going to go. I won't be back till Monday morning, and then Monday afternoon I've got a doctor's appointment, hopefully get rid of this sinus infection if I can't get rid of it beforehand myself with all of your good suggestions. Okay guys, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are, and I'll talk to you soon. Much love to all of you. Bye.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I ain't going back, I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going in life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.